Ooh.
I love the dick.
Oh my god, die.
Tonight, Daddy's back.
He's here! I don't believe it! And he's got a picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin behind him! My God! 2 belts! Shaking 2 belts! Too sexy! The Banana Man Hammock himself! He's looking good! It's unbelievable! It's out of nowhere! And the best part about it is the bicycle license plate that you can't see that's above the name there. There it is. Let me ask you this. You ever get pulled over with that thing?
I don't know, but I'm back.
Jake is back. You're back. You look great. You should have seen him moving earlier. You're moving great.
Hell
you look
did
great.
freeze over. I'm not exaggerating, but what's going on? Look at the chat going wild, not mild.
Yeah.
Everybody blessed tonight to be back. That's for damn sure. Out of nowhere, hell of a season premiere. Look at this. Everything's going great tonight.
Look at the chat.
Great show. Chat's going wild. I gotta say, I'm very humbled by the outpouring of love and support. We've got a bunch of fun surprises along the way. I will be here for WrestleMania 40. Of course, I made that announcement the other day, but out of nowhere has returned, and I'm happy to be here. We are so excited. So many people in the chat that I have missed greatly, and it's nice to see a lot of familiar names. Bringing a tear to my eye, Joe.
I know, man. This is crazy. There's going to be a lot to say, to be honest. It's a lot of stuff I want to say.
Woo.
And we do have to get one thing out of the way. Tell them about your steel cock implant that they put in you. Yeah,
10 inches now.
Yeah.
Courtney is happy. That's the reason why she had to lose all the weight. You know, she couldn't take the steel, but I'm telling you.
That's right. The steel cock of Jake DeMarco. And let me
The
tell
only
you
thing
something.
Medicare would pay for.
All right.
You know, they wanted to see the videos.
They love that. I don't know. They'll cut your things off. They'll vasectomy you. They'll do everything, but they won't pay for like you to be kept alive. That's the part that they won't do.
Well, they promised to fix me if I did transition, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh yeah, and then you said it made everything better and everything, and then maybe a 2-for-1 with the kid. You know.
Yeah, I just identify as a she/her now, and then everything's fine.
Really? Well, I
They'll pay for all of it.
I identify as an idiot. So I mean, that's
so nothing's changed.
Exactly. I gotta
but
tell
everything
you,
has. Luke Rojas is a champion.
I know.
With a sexy belt.
The kid that used to call the show and say the naughty words, like
the naughty words,
is now.
But is he the real champion? That's what I want to know, because
you have.
Look over my shoulder and
I have those belts. We're the only two people that have both those belts in different ways.
I know.
It's kind of crazy. Look at these things; they match up. It's unbelievable.
It is indeed. I think that's why I had to throw my name into 450. You know, it monetized this.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Jake. I hate to break your heart, but that 450 monetized this is between Jay Menace, Dork Knight, Luke Rojas, and now myself. And Always Nerdy has the points in the bank. And the only way for someone else to be put into the match.
You think I don't have a plan?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm
you
feeling
think I didn't spend all this time away and come back prepared?
Interesting. All right. I like where this is going.
No.
I'm kind of concerned at where this could be
A lot
going.
of plans.
All right. There's a lot of plans that I don't know about, apparently, which I like that because I'm never surprised. I'm always like, I got to. Well, this is a surprise to have you back. You know what's really interesting, really quickly, is there's so much to talk about. It's unbelievable, man. And here's the other thing. People don't know. I mean, we talk, me and you send messages here or there, and we're always so busy. But, you know, we don't talk in long form. We haven't done that.
It's been hard to keep in touch, and it's been difficult. I mean, a lot of it was me in the hospital, not having access just to, you know, any communication. And then part of it is to go into a mental dark place, just being so over encumbered with messages that you can't keep up with. You feel terrible, and that guilt kind of sets in. But yeah, my Twitter is still in that weird suspended place where I can't tweet and reply after it was hacked however many, you know, years ago. I can still see notifications, but it's just not allowing me to tweet or interact. So we got to see what we can do about that still. We'll
have to we'll have to do something. I mean, I'll send you a couple ideas I might have, but we'll see. I got one of my old accounts back that has 10,000 followers, but I don't know what the email login is anymore. So I can get back in that way. But yeah, no, like I get it, man. You're overwhelmed for sure because you always said like, thank you everybody. You got all the messages, but it was like hard to. What are you gonna, how are you gonna talk to everybody and try to,
I made myself nuts, feeling guilty because if you miss one, you miss them all, kind of in my
Yeah.
head. And didn't
Now
wanna
you know
not
what the-
respond to people, but
Now when people complain about wrestlers and celebrities out there that don't get back to people, it's like, dude, can you imagine what you were? I mean, think the video you put up the other day announcing that you're back. I mean, the thing has like over 100 likes, like 800 views or something. Like that's
it's
crazy.
shocking. I was honestly worried people were going to be upset with me for not being here for so long, and not that it was ever a choice. You know,
Nobody
I
ever
wanted to
was.
be here. I always wanted to be here, and I was here in spirit, but I'm glad everybody's doing well. The train keeps rolling on. That's for sure. I mean, look at wrestling. What the hell? I leave in the best possible time for wrestling. Worst time for me to take a break, though. My God. You know,
The
things
best
finally
worst
got
thing.
interesting. We had great storylines. Sami Zayn did some stuff. He was oozy, and that was great. WrestleManias were fun. AEW was doing better for a while. I was really into MJF, and then he became a good guy, and that went to garbage. But I don't know. I mean, AEW's doing its thing. It seemed like tonight they were kind of white hot, so let's give them more of a chance there. They haven't had that many interesting characters, but Okada's a heel, and let's see what's going on now.
Well,
I mean, everything else has been firing pretty much all on all cylinders. The Cody crybabies, that was a hell of a surprise for The Rock to turn heel. He comes in, demands a WrestleMania match, then goes ahead and gets called out on the internet, turns heel, and posts a 16-minute video, then gives you the 21-minute director's cut. He had to get all of his time out because 40 minutes on SmackDown was not enough for The Rock. Don't forget that.
Jake, you left and Stone Cold came back to wrestling. CM Punk came back to wrestling. Cody Rhodes went to WWE. Vince McMahon had allegations, then stepped down from the WWE. WWE got sold. AEW went to hell, and The Rock came back. I mean, like, brother, I'm crying right now, for Christ's sake, because I'm having nostalgia over you being here. It's crazy.
I know. I'm
the Cody crybaby. I'm the Cronin crybaby right now.
Well, you figure everything that Ryback said really could have been true. All the things he said about Vince. I mean, we had those recordings 4 or 5 years ago.
The Pat Patterson thing. Oh my God,
yeah.
Yep. He banged.
I
So
mean,
imagine
he
the
said it
kids.
then now he says he has more allegations about Triple H and others. I mean, my God, we don't know what he's got, but if he was right about Vince then, who knows?
Yeah. Who knows what else he's right about? Probably a lot of things. But here's the thing. I thought it was really funny going back. There's so much to talk about, but going back into when you left is very funny because I figured it out eventually, and I got the show back into a groove. You know what I mean? But I said when we started, it's like I have a superpower back because like me and you, just like, and you are so good. Like it's like having a superpower back that you never had before, like you haven't had in a long time. So like how could no one's ever experienced that other than maybe like some radio people out there. Like if Opie and Anthony ever got back together or something, like maybe they'd be like, oh yeah, like this is what it, like when it's like in Madden, when you get chemistry together, you get a better team overall no matter what. So it's like you can be Sam Roberts and the other guy, but you're never Opie and Anthony again, you know. So it's very crazy to
Absolutely.
talk with you.
I totally understand what you're getting at, as it feels like I have a limb back. You know, I was a part of me that was missing for sure.
Oh my God, bro, it's unbelievable. And it's like someone I can't. Well, and we get so used to doing the show and talking and stuff like that. And you knew this when you were so sick, and I was so worried about you and stuff like that all the time. But I was also just worried about you. But then I'm like, at least thank God we can talk once in a while. But it's like you do the same thing for what, 6 years or something like that. We did the same thing for 6 years, 7 years.
It's hard to break that cycle. Oh, absolutely.
And all of a sudden, I don't know. I mean, now we had Rastava here, which was great. Rastava did a great job. Now, how would you grade everybody?
Rastava did a great job covering.
Did you
the
watch
news,
all the stuff? Did you watch the show here or there? Still?
Oh, I had watched the show quite often, so I was here, never on time, you know. And a lot of the times, I'd have to have things downloaded and, you know, recorded or like caught up in bulk, and Courtney would kind of download things for me, and when I was at the hospital and whatnot, or I'd come home and catch up for a while and listen to, you know, 12 hours straight of shows and podcasts, and I was never too far behind, though, thankfully.
That's pretty cool.
You know, I laugh, but there's so many people that really did step up and helped you out a great bit, and everybody's, you know, certainly. I'm floored to see so many awesome names in the chat, you know, and
I've seen people in the chat I haven't seen in a long time. You revitalized some people too.
I see that as well. I mean, there's some old school people in there tonight. I mean, Mr. Pico Boulevard popping out onward. It's crazy. I mean, if we start naming people, we'll be here all night. But
well, let me plug
holy
something.
hell, we're gonna be here all night. We've got a ton
this
to
could
talk
be-
about, cover, go over. I mean, it's nuts.
There's a lot to talk about in the chat, guys. If you can do us all a favor and click that like button and stick the thumb way up there for Jakey Poo here. And here's the other thing. There's a brand new, this is a big announcement right now, guys. We got to see a lot of it. I put some work into this one, kind of. And, of course, it will benefit Jake's setup and everything else over here. So there's a brand new $24 donation. If you guys want to use it tonight, feel free to use it. We will get to every single comment and every question and every dono. If there is something that you wanted to ask Jake all these years he's been gone and back and whatever, tonight, bring it on. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
There's a big. I'll start with the first question. Let me. I'm going to give this one for free because this is the one that I get the most. I get this. And also, by the way, before I ask Jake this big question that everybody has. I gotta say one other thing is that, man, it did blow my mind how many, like, to the very moment before I said and Jake announced that he was coming back, to that very moment I was still getting questions. Where is Jake? Where is your when is Joe? I haven't watched in 3 years, but I'm back. Or Joe, I tuned in because The Rock came back. Where the hell is Jake?
Where's Jake been? What's he up to?
A week could not go by for almost 2 years. You left around, we determined around October 2021, and my mental state on those shows was terrible because
because I was missing periodically.
Yes.
So we went back and marked the timeline. I had the pulmonary embolism that I almost died from the same time Triple H was in the hospital for his stuff because he was down the hall from me, and I remember us laughing about it, being like, "Oh, can't you get an autograph?" kind of thing. And I was supposed to hobble my sick ass down the hall. So then when I came back,
I wish I could have. I wish if my Twitter wasn't gone, man, we could have gotten Road Dogg.
Oh, I know. I was on blood thinners, and then after that, I ended up with this weird blood poisoning, and then, of course, another infection, and it was just kind of this never-ending cycle of sickness, of course, and that was kind of the thing. It made me feel beyond insane because it was just so much, stress on top of dealing with the health things and dealing with things at home and so much. And then, of course, Danny's been really sick. So that's not been easy either. And unfortunately, if I gave her anything, I gave her my brain malformation. So she has Chiari too.
Yeah.
She's had multiple surgeries so far for her sinuses and whatnot. And she's going for brain surgery herself at the end of May. They're looking at now, maybe June. They're not sure yet. Depends on how long it takes her to heal from this last surgery. So right now she's doing a little bit better. She had it right before Christmas for the sinus surgery. But she's missed most of her junior year of school so far. She's doing a lot of like home tutors and stuff. And so that's been rough. A lot of doctors, a lot of tests. I'm still awaiting seeing another surgeon myself. So there's a lot of things that's just difficult.
That's a lot of mental.
It's hard to always bring this stuff forward. And I was dealing, there's a lot more to it, and I could we'll keep going, but I didn't want to go ahead and overburden people. And I always felt like too, it's like, well, Jesus, that's a lot. How much of that is real? That's got to be bullshit. This guy is, oh, really? He's sick again? Or and then people were always so nice to wish you well, but I wasn't ever gonna get better. At least maybe in some regards, in some things, I lost a lot of weight. I'm a few Tommies smaller. It's great.
You really, I can't. When you were moving around earlier, I was telling Jake this earlier.
I'm moving.
I've never seen you move. You were like putting the things on the microphone and moving it over there quick. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. I've never seen you move.
I'm able to, I walk multiple miles a day and take the dog out and stuff like that now when I'm home, Now I have a good system recently. I had a lot of trouble with insurance, and if it wasn't for Sith Negan, I would have been dead, and that's a God's honest truth. My insurance gave out. He saved my life multiple times. I can't thank him enough from the bottom of my heart. He was always, checking in as well as so many people. And, my heart goes out to so many out there. And I always tried to stay in touch best I could. And a lot of it, like where I was for a long time, they were just treating the symptoms with me. There wasn't much else they could do at this point. So
Yeah.
I was kind of just stuck. And where I was located in this type of rehab, it was right next to the radiology center. So you can't have phones, can't have anything. So it was like this chronic of like no connection to the outside for 6 months straight. And by the time you get back, you have 6-7 months of messages built up, and you feel so guilty. Like I said, you can't answer everybody, and so much has happened, and it's hard to come back and be like, well, this really sucked, and this sucked, and this, So I didn't want to be a damper always, but I definitely tried to do what I could to make it back as soon as possible.
Bro.
I was always there in spirit, that's for sure, and I love seeing the community coming out strong for this one, and I'm blown away by so many people in the chat at this point. My God.
Yeah, everybody, man. You can't say enough, and we will play the super chats and all that stuff.
Yeah,
we'll get to them.
we're here all night. Don't
We're
worry.
here. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. It's going to be a big out of nowhere forever maybe tonight. So
everybody knows I would have been here if I could have been here.
Right.
That's the guy.
and I stress that to people. You know what it is? The boy who cried wolf with all the other co-hosts who said, I got to go. And you know what I mean? Like no one believes anything anymore. But I try to tell people.
Because there were issues in the background, that people have. And it's like, it sucks. And funny enough, you know what? A year ago, Ken reached out to me on his own. And I didn't know it. It went to like some random folder on Facebook into like a request thing because we weren't friends.
Oh.
So after a year, it unsent, and I got a notification that he unsent a message. So I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
You're from
And
JB?
he was like, "Oh, I had reached out." No, not in a while.
Well,
but he
JB
check
did want me.
in.
He wanted me to tell you what's up. So he
Absolutely.
I talked to him.
I heard from him about a year ago, and that was about it. But I know he's difficult to, always.
He
tune in
shows
with,
up
but-
and plays WoW with Leah randomly, like.
that's good.
And they play other games like randomly, and then he like disappears again and whatever. But yeah, everybody is just so like happy to to see you again. I get so many messages, and it's just we'll get to them all eventually. But let me start with this. When you
We're back before Cody finished the story. That's right.
When did you
Sound waves right.
2021. It was the end of 2021. What did you you did not see Austin come back with me, right?
No, that WrestleMania 38 and 39 I was not here for.
That's
I know.
crazy. Like that was so
Like,
exciting.
that was so amazing. I saw that weeks after the fact, but heard about it. I waited to watch the reviews and everything so I could do it like all at once, and had a big powwow day for myself. It was an amazing way that Kevin Owens had the opportunity to leave, and everyone was giving him crap for not going to AEW. Just 3 months before that, it was December, he made the silly tweet or reference about, the Mount Rushmore. Everyone's like, look, he's going to go to AEW. Good thing he didn't, because he main evented WrestleMania the last 2 years, once with Sami Zayn and again with Stone Cold. So you can't beat that. That's for certain. He's certainly given them their money's worth. And Owens gave us Stone Cold again. There was nothing in that main event that made me feel like, Austin he's not keeping up great. It doesn't look good. He shouldn't be here. They worked it out in such a way between the suplexes to the ramp, the way they started it to the stunners, it was executed perfectly. They made Austin look like $1 million, played to all his strengths. I loved it.
I remember when it started, like he kind of looked winded almost for a second. I was like, uh-oh. And then he got this second wind like really quickly. And then it was like, wow, what? Wait a minute. Like where the hell did, it's like he had a weird, like, I don't know, like a passive, like superpower that he turned on. It was awesome.
It's just that nerves, I bet. And then when he was just able to get into gear, I think that's what it was. I think he had so much self-doubt. And he did say a lot building up to that he was very worried that he wanted to live up to, because he kept saying it wasn't going to be a match, it was going to be a fight.
Yeah.
And then they end up having this match, of course.
They did the classic Stone Cold, even like WrestleMania 15, they did the whole like, okay, now we take it into the audience. Because the one thing about the Attitude Era that I used to kind of complain about when I was a kid, when I was 13, 14, 15, is that I would say, like, what are they doing? You can't do that. You can't go outside and throw people in the stairs and then throw them all over and then use a thing. Like, there's going to be disqualifications. As a kid, I used to get angry about that. Like, where's the disqual? Like, they're going to get DQ'd. Why are there no more rules anymore? That's what I used to think. think in the Attitude Era. So I liked it, but part of me thought, like, wait a minute, like.
Yeah, which led to Rock and Triple H getting sued, wrecking that kid's knee in the stands. It happens, and that was kind of the issue.
Did you see Sting's retirement match the other night?
I did. Darby Allin, as you said perfectly, he wants to die.
He wants to die. He said he cried tonight.
It perfectly with that. He wants to die in the ring. I think that's what he wants.
He wants to die.
The spectacle of it.
Why did he? When he was crying tonight, a little bit, tearing up, talking. I don't think he's that good of an actor. I think he's either knows he's going to die or is going there to die, or maybe it is just that he knows he could die and he's crying.
That's what gives him the exhilaration. He's like, oh yeah, and then Jungle Boy's at home ripping pissed right now. He's like, it's real glass, No,
Jungle Boy's over in New Japan, trying
to play up on the fact that he, the scapegoat.
I don't know what
how are you the scapegoat? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It just nepotism at its finest. Let's
well,
we have to flash back a little bit though. I was afraid for my life. Afraid for my life. I talked to Tony Khan very seldomly, but a couple of times, and he invited Danny and I. Actually, we went to Grand Slam 2022 because I was in the hospital. We went to New York to go get scans and stuff, and I had posted something on, I think it was Instagram, saying like whatever hospital it was, and he went ahead and saw it and messaged me and was like, oh, you're in this area, do you want to go to the show? He's like, I'd love to have you and your daughter. I was like, that's great. So then flash forward to him fearing for his life, and I messaged him and I went, really? Really? And then from that, never heard anything. But
it ruined the Tony Khan relationship. No,
but he had to say he was afraid for his life so he could legally fire him. But come on, they were taking pictures. Come on,
that was the funniest thing. The guy.
I was afraid for my life and my safety.
The funniest
thing, and then you're taking
a
picture with Punk and Samoa Joe not even 3 minutes later. And
no, what's funny is when he said months later that they were the safest company ever, like the safest wrestling company.
Yes, we are the safest company, and with the Jericho allegations, because no one signs NDAs.
Oh yeah, no one signs those.
Listening. I do stay up to date with the Cronin show.
Yeah, you really do. You know everything. And Tony Khan was listening at the time too. That was the crazy part. He was DMing you and talking to you, and he listened. What's up, Tony? If you're watching, Jake's back. Tony, he loves you. Really, I mean, that was funny what you said, but he really loves you.
It was great.
I'm serious. Like we'll be fair. Like we'll crap on Meltzer if we have to. Tony Khan, put us in the front row in Boston next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Big business here in Boston. Let's go. We're probably going to see Mercedes. It will be a big night. I'm excited.
That's why they had to can Sammy a week early.
That's to keep him away from her before they didn't rape her.
Exactly. We don't want to have any backstage heat going forward. But poor Sammy Guevara, the curse of the Hardys, huh? Can't escape that one. That's something that has not left since I've been gone. Certainly I still remember you and I dying. Absolutely fearing for Matt Hardy's life as his head bounced off the concrete, and they continued to have the match go on due to some silly stipulation. And we were like, how can he be okay? He can't even walk. He's falling over, and then he's supposed to go through some big spot at the end. And we were like just irate. And then his wife was on Twitter swearing up a storm and telling everybody to go to hell. It was a big to-do. And, then before that, even Sammy threw the chair at Matt's head and damaged him, and then the issues with the match. Oh, it just.
Sammy's trying to kill the Hardys, and he's trying to rape Sasha, and he's and these people.
He's out for blood in one way or another.
Yeah, and it's a passive aggressive type of thing with him. He just won't admit what he. I mean, except for I guess Sasha. Yeah, I'll rape that woman. He said, so that was pretty obvious. Let's play.
Yeah, not more straightforward than that. He was pretty clear and concise.
Oh yeah, baby.
Look at his track record. As long as he doesn't propose to her on TV, she'll be good.
Maybe someday you'll add a third belt to that rack behind you.
Who knows?
Let's go to a donation. I guess I can chip away at some of those. I'm gonna play two. I'm gonna let two alerts play as long as they're donos, and we'll see what they are. This will be fun.
Come on out, you rapist!
Well, that one, I'm not going to count it because it's not a donation, but it is a membership, and that is money. Thank you, Triple M.
Triple M. Holy shit.
Another OG for Jake. Good to see you, Triple M. I'll give you a triple X of Leah later on. And Jake and you and your wife, Jake, man, you guys are looking good. What's going on?
Thank you. Make it porn. You know, that's how you got to substitute the bills. I keep telling her we got to sign up for an OnlyFans. Look at this.
Oh, it's another OG. It's turkey time. The man I met at AEW Boston, the Soundwave 92. How long has it been since this turkey's been over Jake's face? Look that up, Ghost. I really needed these donations when Jake was gone. When I had to talk so much, I run out of breath.
This me rambling.
Hit that like button, guys. Guys, there's a brand new Jake donation. What's up, Tactical Tower? How you doing, Psycho? Tactical Thrower, how you been? You been playing that last Epoch or what, bro? We also got to talk about Jake's dog. He brought it on the air earlier. We missed it, but I'll show you later. Okay, take it away, Soundwave. What do you got, brother?
Missed you, Jake. It's been over 2 years, man. Time flies. Honestly, I didn't hate the new setup for AEW, but OKADA joining the Young Cunts as a heel doesn't work me. OKADA also looked like he was stoned out of his mind.
OKADA looked like he didn't... Soundwave 92, thank you so much for the $29. OKADA looked like he was like... I said this was a bad idea, but they want me to be a heel. That's what he... I don't know why, but he looked like that.
It didn't look like he really felt it. It didn't seem like he was ready. He wanted to be cheered. He felt like, no, I like the cheers when I came out. I don't want you to boo me. I didn't want to hit Eddie, but they're making me. That's the paycheck.
And as soon as he came out, I was like, oh, no, he's going to be a heel. He's wearing a suit just like the Young Bucks. He's going to turn. And then it took him forever to get that, whatever that move is, the ripcord, whatever the hell he does.
Yeah, Rainmaker.
Rainmaker, there you go. Why can I not think of that? But so like that was weird. I think it's out of necessity for Kenny Omega, I guess, to be the face. And Kenny Omega's coming back from having almost died himself. You talk about hospitals, you could have been in there with Kenny Omega. He had diverticulitis, right, like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So that's that. So it's going to be Omega, Okada, and I guess they thought Japanese, make him a heel, it like is easier to do with the language barrier, just like a lot of English guys are the heels over in Japan, I guess. So
yeah, I mean, I could see it as a good thing, but he's got to really throw his weight behind it.
Yeah,
he's got to believe in it.
Yeah, it's good because people he's too.
It's interesting, certainly. I mean, it's something.
He's very likable. It's really going to be hard to get that. I don't know, man. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet either. It's kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think people want to boo him. That's the same thing as if they were going to try and do it with Ospreay. Like, it's difficult to do it right now. Fans want to cheer them both, so we'll see how it turns out.
And so many people are hurt in AEW, and now Darby Allin might die. They just had. By the way, Darby kind of stole a lot of people haven't. I don't think a lot of people have talked about this too much, but like I felt this way. In a weird way. I like what they did and I liked everything, but there was a part of me that felt dirty because honestly, it started to become more about Darby Allin than Sting because of all the crazy stuff. That dive that Darby did in the glass, if they didn't have glass, it would have been more about Sting and his retirement. That would have been all we talked about. but a lot of social media was filled with just like, oh my God, the glass and Darby.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And he only needed 16 stitches, amazingly. Like, that shocked me because, I mean, it was more small slices, so they probably just got to super glue everything shut and lower the stitch count. But still, the fact that he didn't have any major wounds afterwards is amazing from that, because not only are you going through the glass, then the chairs, but onto the concrete. It's like,
yeah, that was
beyond
crazy.
unnecessary.
How about all the fans that got hit with all the glass? We finally saw. We were guessing at it that night.
Yep.
But we've seen all the
You
video.
had said it. You called it. And I said, as soon as you brought that up, great point, because here it comes.
Yeah, no, I'm not some people are out there like, they should sue and stuff like that. Well, listen, you don't have to sue if you don't want to. Nothing happened to you. Like, I don't want to sue. If I'm at a wrestling show and the glass goes all over me, I'm like, awesome. Like at a hockey game when that happens and the glass breaks. I'm like, cool. If I don't get damaged, if a chair flies off, if someone throws a chair from the top of the ladder in the ring by accident, hits me in the head and I have a concussion, yeah, probably somebody owes me something.
Exactly. That's an issue.
But, the glass sprays on you, whatever. If you're not cut and nothing comes of it, I'm happy to be involved in the wrestling show. I mean, and honestly, anybody that was bothered by that stuff, I mean, just throw them a T-shirt and some free shit, and they'll be happy, but as long as they're not hurt, really badly.
It's just, why take the liability risk even? I mean,
yeah.
God forbid, worst case scenario, glass, you don't know. It's dangerous, and it doesn't take much to go wrong. One piece that hit an artery for Darby, that could have been really bad really quick.
Oh, yeah. And
I didn't see the need for the spot. See, that's the thing. If it made sense, I was always that way. I had a hard time with the hardcore stuff because it was always so foolish. We laughed our asses off with the explosive barbed wire death match and their failed ending. I still wish they would put out the practice footage to show what they were supposed to do. They do have that. I've heard they had that, but that was something
what they should do is put that out and then get a film editor and just edit it in like
yeah, snip it together. Perfect. I love how the game, as terrible as that turned out to be, the game went ahead and even kind of razzed on themselves and had a dud ending. Like, all right, you put the meme in, funny, but we just always said, they could have done more with it, and I don't get the spot. You saw whichever young buck ready to move, just waiting to move. So it's telegraphed way beyond belief. Those things just puzzle me, and it makes you look foolish. It's like, oh, so Darby just wants to jump through glass. At least if they pushed him, if they, give us some, instead it's just him, he likes to cut himself. We're back to, emo Darby. All right. Still, I mean, it's a cool spot. I'm glad he's okay, but it's pointless. You took yourself out of the match for what? And then Sting had to kick out at one multiple times and kick out of unbelievable finishes because his partner just killed himself and now he has no help. And his sons apparently can't get back involved.
The sons look good.
They've been winded. They look good
great
in the beginning, but
yeah. They didn't look. I mean, listen, they're not wrestlers. You could tell by the way.
but
they looked good. Like they looked good as Sting.
Yeah, they looked the part. And when they first came out, I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't know if they were going to do some like film, but oh no, okay, they're actually just having his sons play the roles of the other Stings.
That actually, and I think this was Sting's goal when his first son came out there, I was like, oh my God, Sting's going back to the paint and the old school Sting. I thought that was him. And then I was like, oh, it's his son. Okay. So that was really good. That really got me. It worked great.
I had it spoiled, but I saw why people could believe that. And you could, certainly for the camera cuts, it was like, oh, yeah, you can see, they could have even, if they kept it back more, they could have really gotten away with it for a while. But
yeah, the
announcers said, oh, it's his son. So once the second thing, you knew somebody was going to be the fake one. But I liked how they did it. It was cool to see the theater and all the, the footage and pictures that they played. That was touching and a nice payoff. I just wish the pay-per-view didn't end with him going, you heard nothing for Sting's goodbye.
Hold on, the last thing Sting ever says that we saw was, hang on, I'm getting instructions or something like that. And then they went off the air.
Yeah, they're giving me cues, time cues.
They're giving me cues. Oh, we go off the air. Like, what the hell? So, yeah, that wasn't very good, but I guess we got extra.
Yeah, Darby had, that was his preparation for, his next mountain climbing, and now he's going to go to Everest, and he'll be the next, what is it, Green Boots or whatever? It'd be Darby Allin died
he's
next
gonna
to
be
Green
dead.
Boots. He froze there. Maybe AEW can have him wear like an AEW flag, so that'll forever be advertised on Everest. You know, that's a hell of a branding you can't get away from.
Sorry, I had to figure out why my daughter was yelling.
No.
No, she was just talking on somebody. And I was like right outside my door, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? She should be in bed. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake is here. We're going to play some donations. People have questions for Jake. Any wrestling questions? There's 2 years of build-up. It's surreal to be here doing this. 2 years of build-up, super chats, donos, whatever. Play them. We'll play them all. For Jake, and he's going to be taking home a big purse tonight is Jakey Poo. New $24 donation. Try it out. Is a brand new $24 one for Jake's return. You may like it. Look at all the members in the chat. Shout out to everybody. We'll play the dono now for you.
Come on out, you rapist!
Oh, Chief Chief Wahoo. And by the way, they're blanking out Vince McMahon's face in WWE 2K right now. So
I know.
What?
When I ever heard that, I immediately had to send you that. That made me
Oh,
laugh
you are the
like
one
a
that sent that to me.
schoolgirl. Yes. Yes, I couldn't stop dying laughing. I said, that's what they're going to do. They're going to, Benoit him.
Oh, my. I was worried about that, but now it seems like that could be true. Bro, that is so wrong.
Come on out, you rapist!
The guy that created everything. Luis Urdaneta, there's the puppy. Luis Urdaneta, not a puppy anymore, but
Yeah.
Luis
Milo,
Urdaneta. Tell everybody.
everything.
Tell me when did the dog come into your life?
Right after we had that 2021, that Christmas. So
That's right.
we went ahead and we got him for Danny, and then we actually got him trained to be a service dog for me. So he goes everywhere with me. He can actually sense and smell when I need to take certain meds and when I have headaches. He's amazing. So and he's very stubborn.
But can he tell when
very
you
cute.
need, can he tell when
he knows?
Yeah, he goes and
knows.
gets the peanut butter.
Oh, absolutely. The
All right.
extras.
You hear that, X-Pac? Your dog sucks, X-Pac. How about that? Compared to Jake's dog. Jake's dog gets the peanut butter. What does your dog do? Your dog
and the steak.
Yeah. You know what X-Pac's dog does? Passes away. That's what X-Pac. Oh,
no. Oh,
I'm sorry. My dog died last year, so there you go.
I know. I had reached out to you then. That was a hard day too.
No, you didn't. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine. No, it was bad. I had a real rough 2 weeks. Like it was not fun. That was
no. I feel you there certainly.
The other day, I whistled for the dog, and then I forgot that this dog I have now is an idiot and doesn't come when you whistle. Like Melly would just come. You go, the dog, boom. She go, you hear wherever she was flying to me, and so the other day I wanted Evie to come to me. I was like, and I went, and then I went, oh yeah, that was Melly, and then I began just bawling for like 10 minutes because I forgot that's so ridiculous.
No, you get so, like you said, used to things, and then it just escapes your mind at times.
That's what I get for making fun of X-Pac all those times. Now my dog died, and I'm crying every day. So, sorry, X-Pac. I deserved it.
Shit bum.
Oh.
It's motherfucking banana time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's banana time. Was that a adult line call?
I think so.
And she goes, it's banana time. That's right.
I still have Shell's light up banana on the wall.
Oh,
here.
there it is. I was drinking out of some mugs that Shell sent us for Christmas a couple days ago, and I was thinking of Shell, and I don't know where Shell is. I got to be honest. I had her old phone number in my phone. I had her several contact things, and I reached out at Christmas time because she used to send me a card every year, and she would send me gifts and stuff, but she would definitely send me a card. So when I didn't get one, I'm like kind of worried. I got to be honest. So, Shell, if you're out there.
She's been, I heard from her once recently, and she's been, poor thing, going through a tough time herself.
I heard it was bad, but that was a year ago.
Yeah, well, it kind of got worse. So.
Oh. Okay.
She dealt with some personal loss, and then more sickness and health issues. So.
Oh, she just hasn't told me about that yet. I just knew it was a little bad over a year ago or so, and that's the last time I talked to her. So.
Yeah, if anybody can, you send her some love. That'll certainly help.
You can't though. I don't see her anywhere. She's off of everything.
She did comment on one of the recent videos I threw up. So I saw she was still around, still alive. So hopefully she'll hear this and hear everybody's missing her and reaching out, and we'll be able to hear from her.
I was super concerned. Like it was Christmas time. I literally went through my phone looking for the texts, sent her a text. Like, but she's a lot like you, where she doesn't want to burden anybody. Yeah. Which is, she doesn't want to burden me or anybody. So when she doesn't feel good and things aren't going right, she would just kind of go away. So I can only imagine. That's why I haven't heard from her probably in a while, because if it got worse, then I don't know, man. But we love you, Shell, and that sucks. And I'm just glad. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's around, because I was concerned.
At least wrestling got better,
Yeah, wrestling got better. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And there's so much other stuff going on. Gold Standard dropped $80.
Oh, shit.
The Gold Standard. Why is the $80 donation a horse taking a dump? I don't. Gold Standard knocks Soundwave off the Jake DeMarco special tonight. Let me get it up there. Gold Standard. What a weird dono. You like this? You missed this? You missed a horse shitting?
It's like riding a gay bicycle.
Well, you should see San Francisco now. You can roll in the feces. I'm a horse. And Bray Wyatt died. That's right, John. I mean, who would... That's still unbelievable. Brody Lee and Bray Wyatt. That's insane. Gold Standard. Thank you, brother.
Love you, Jake. Glad you are back.
Hell yeah, Gold Standard. Bringing back the old school horse. That, God, that gave me some goosebumps hearing that.
I'll play another one because...
Shit, BUMM.
They're coming.
Love you, Jake. We missed you. If you get final shape, LMK.
If you get final shape, let me know.
I think it means Destiny, but yeah. I haven't played in forever, but...
Oh my God, Destiny. I'm playing Last Epoch now. I'm cheating. I'm cheating on Diablo.
Diablo was interesting, but I not a lot of people love Diablo 4 like I thought it was going to be.
It was for a second, but then it turned out to be, it's like Diablo 3 all over again, where it's like it started like, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they don't have it, they don't know what they're doing.
They don't have their idea for endgame, and then they're doing the opposite of what the community wants, and
now they're doing
weird things.
Now there's just so many different things. It's just a mess, dude. It's not really. Season 1 was not good. Season 2 was better, and then Season 3 was terrible. So get ready. Oh my goodness!
Shit. Oh my God! Lagoon!
Oh my God!
Spot all day.
It's a throwback. It's Lagoon.
I want you to jam it in.
Jake DeMarco. Goddamn, the diehards have missed you dearly. A true podcast needle mover. Such a momentous return, deserves a goonade from out of nowhere. If this counts towards the title, then points to Jake. Fuck that mankind-looking monk.
Oh, a goonation right there. The Goon, thank you, sir. $101.69. It must be his favorite radio station, Jake. I don't know.
It must be
101.69. The Goon. Sorry.
FM. Getting a goonade drop. Damn, look at that. That got me nice and hard. My robot cock here.
Look at this. Jake's gonna buy a new computer.
Medicare provided got me, rock solid. No pills needed. How do you do that? Ooh, baby.
But Goon, you're gonna have to break you're gonna have to break into the bank, because Goon, if you want Jake involved in the championship night, anybody can be involved in the championship night, can be added to the match, but it takes $500 to do it. And that's the rule we made before. This unfortunately was done before I knew Jake was coming back. I had no idea if Jake was coming back. If I knew,
he had no clue. I told him nothing. I just posted that little return video and then sent it to Joe.
Yeah, and look at the time frame of that. If I had known, and honestly, if I had known,
and then if he said no, it would have been awkward. He'd be like, nah,
you're
good.
Don't come back. Paul 3 says you hate me in real life, and you don't.
Everybody's like, nah, you're done with me. You're an asshole.
Well, he said you hate me, so.
I know. I
don't know why.
hate you because I want to be you.
Well, that's some other people, but okay.
And then I want to consume you.
Yeah, right. Well, see, Jake's a good person. Like, I'm the bad guy. Jake's a good person. That's why he's never done anything like weird to me. Like that's
you and I always had. Anytime we had stupid issues, was it scheduling or fucking trying to go ahead and set up for shows and shit. We still always made sure that. We were broskies by heart, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah,
I told people, people have said that to me too before, and it's like, oh, did you quit or did you leave or was it a fight or was it? No, I would have been here if I could be. A lot of it has
Jake
been.
Jake puts up with my shit.
Hey, I still speak Croninese,
Yeah.
A lot of it was for most of it. We still have one car, which the transmission's going on fantastically enough, but. We go ahead and a lot of it was me getting up at 5 in the morning every morning to go ahead and drop Courtney off at work early so I could be at the doctor's all day for infusions and whatnot. So even if I wanted to be around then, it was like, if I wasn't in the hospital, I was, so I wasn't
busy.
able to be here late at night. And then I was so sick again, and it was like a constant thing. And
dude, remember when you were here throwing up blood for a year? You did the show while throwing up blood.
Yeah, I was in a bad way for a really bad while, and I deal with a good deal now, but it was worse then, certainly. And being so heavy, I need a knee replacement, and a lot of wear and tear in my body. Being 630 pounds for a while from all those steroids, it was hell. But
you hear that, Jesse? Top this, Jesse. You cunt.
That's right. I'm still topping his numbers.
You like that? Okay, midget hips. All right, look at this.
And. So between me being there and then I'd go between that and Danny, we're still moving. So somehow we're all still functioning. I don't know how that managed to be, but
yeah,
they couldn't take me out yet. They tried. It was one thing after another, after another, after another. Now, luckily, I've got my insurance issues settled and that was a nightmare. But, I've got a great doctor that comes to the house now.
That's the best part. The doctor comes to your house.
Yeah, I get to do tests, blood work. He could finger my asshole. Like, whatever I need happens right in the home. So, bam, good to go. Fellatio, that's an option now, too.
Oh, my
they
God.
They cover a lot. Yeah,
send this doctor to me. Like, I want this doctor.
I absolutely will. Therapy,
Oh, my God, bro. I've got to get this doctor. And then maybe the doctor could teach Leah these things.
Oh, there's some tricks of the trade, I'm sure. You'd have to pay, but we'll get you signed up.
Why am I getting so yummy right now because of what you're talking about? This is crazy. Let me get to the Goon. Thank you, Goon. Thank you for the $101.
The Goon name drop. Seeing his name pop out. Like I said, so many in the chat. And yes, Luke is the current monetized this champion. I do acknowledge him as champion.
But there's a possibility, maybe.
But is he the real champion?
Either Leah could join it, you could join it, maybe Arushin Chu or D Moon. Maybe D Moon will come back to the show and he'll simp for Leah and drop $500 so Leah can get inserted into the match. I don't know.
It could happen.
You know what?
Yep.
D Moon. His girl could break up with him or something. He'd get really crazy and downstairs in his little Hispanic heart, and he could freak out. And he could be like, oh, my God, I want Leah to win the belt. I'm going to maybe Jake. Maybe put Jake in. I don't know. But there's the champ right there. And, yeah.
Look at that belt. It's the real deal.
It's good. Thanks, Sith Negan. Look at that.
It's a beauty. That's for damn sure.
And in about 5 years from now, when Luke needs crack, that will be melted down because there's real gold in that belt.
Well, he's already snorted crack on it, but...
I think so. Real quickly, we're going to just jump all around. There's no order to this show tonight because of so much to talk about. So let me just go with this real quickly. Roman Reigns has reigned What are you feeling about the Roman Reigns reign of supremacy?
When I left is exactly when he started this entire bloodline story. And of course, it's been one of the most compelling things in wrestling for a while now. Has it overstayed its welcome? I don't think the story has, but I think him being champion did. I really think they could have done everything they did this past year with Roman if Cody won last year.
Right.
Cody, in my eyes, should have won last year. They're on to bigger and better stories this year. Now having this repeat story, it kind of I don't like when they repeat the same events at WrestleMania unless it really calls for it. You know, when they did it with The Rock again, with John Cena, everybody kind of groaned. And, you know, we've seen it a few times with Roman being hoisted to the main event with Brock and whatnot. And you get these matches that are just, as we used to say, lackluster, and it just doesn't need to happen. So Roman's had a good run for the most part, but it got to be a little trivialized with all the interference, and I know he's a heel, he's going to win, but I wish he got to be more of just the outright dominant champion. He didn't need the Usos and Solo and Sammy and Paul Heyman, and it'd be nice if, like, when he faced a Brock Lesnar or, you know, people like that, where he's overwhelmed and it looks like he's going to lose, and he really, you know, in a precarious situation, they got to help with something. But it got to be such a constant. Now it's actually the point of this tag match at WrestleMania. There's the storyline. That's what we're getting at. And, you know, we got Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes taking on the Bloodline. The Rock coming back. I mean, he turns heel. Hell of a story to go into with, as we said, the Cody Crybabies. Now we go ahead and if they win, no bloodline interference for Cody's match. If they lose, however, and the Shield being reformed goes down, Roman wins. It's a bloodline match at, you know, night 2 of Mania. No holds barred, lazy booking extraordinaire. Either way, I feel like, it's not that compelling, but there's still a lot of up in the air. They could have Roman keep the title. They could have Cody not finish the story yet. Why did he agree to step down for The Rock? They still haven't addressed that.
They're not going to either. We're never.
I think they're just going to sweep that under the rug.
Yeah,
they should go ahead and say
that's
something.
That's a huge thing that they skipped over, because that's eating away at everybody. I mean, like, everyone's
such a
like,
big
why?
Plot hole that's they created.
Yeah. And
they could have said, you know, well, The Rock convinced me to do it. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, you got out of respect for The Rock, and, you know, over the years he
came to me and he basically gave me the spiel, and he made me feel very guilty, and he made me feel, and I thought it was a good decision, but then I realized he wasn't thinking of me like he said he was. He was only thinking of himself.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, I won the Rumble. It's my goddamn right, that sort of thing. Screw you, you're not taking it from me. If you can be cool with that. And there's the other thing, too. They could have had Cody
kind of said that, but he didn't really address it outright, I feel like.
But they could have had him say to The Rock, like, hey, man, listen, Rock, I'm sorry. I know we talked back behind the scenes, blah, blah, blah. And he says all that stuff we just said. And then he said, listen, I'm still, I love you, man, and you're a legend, and I'll always appreciate your friendship and what you did, my father and me and everything else. But I hope we can still be cool, but I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. I won the Royal Rumble. It's my right to challenge for the title, and unfortunately, everything we talked about, I'm going to throw it out the window. These people want me to do this, and you can understand that. I know you can, so I hope we're still good. And then put out his hand, and then that's when The Rock could have slapped him and then said, you do what The Rock says. You know, then they could have turned The Rock right there, and it all happened in front of us. Instead, we're left with, I don't know. Okay, don't know why.
And they saved it in a way with the you know, obviously the press conference, and that was well done. You know, I certainly give them credit for at least addressing what they did there with The Rock, making him heel. But there's still some loopholes. They still have time. You know, we can see what happens. But like I said, I hope they wow us at Mania. I don't want to see either Roman win by interference or see, you know, something just where it's like, all right, they're going to have Cody win, but go nowhere after. Hopefully we get some really good title reign with him. You know, I really think he could be the face of the company. Like, yeah. He's just about there now. Give him the belt, let him shine. He needs some more great feuds, and you got it.
By the way, me and Jake are going to be doing another podcast. The little podcast will be a little different. It'll be up on Patreon. Obviously, we'll get it up there and some other things. Real quickly, I never got to that point earlier. The big question that everybody has for you, which I'm going to ask it because so many people have asked me that this will answer the question for a ton of people. And I'm sorry, maybe somebody did donate this question already tonight. I don't know, but I'm just going to get it right to the point now. First of all,
Jump to it.
The big question, is Jake back as in he's coming back weekly? He's coming back every show? He's coming back once in a while? What is going on here is what people want to know. What does this mean?
Exactly. Jake's going to hopefully be back for out of nowhere. He's looking to try and make it once a week for that, and then try and be here for, the Mania review, and we'll see what goes on going forward. We'll spot in some shows and some monetize appearances and whatnot, but hopefully at least once a week, record, do something live with you, regardless, at least be around and be a little bit more active. That's the goal.
Whoa.
Not going to overcommit, but, try and be a little more consistent.
That's pretty big. That's Jake, that's big news. Look at the my God, do you hear that?
From the former horse's mouth. That's right.
Unbelievable. He's going to be here frequent times if he can be. That's breaking news. Holy shnikes. It's not just WrestleMania. It's not just tonight. It might be more. All right, sorry.
Well, yeah, we're going to be getting together. And don't forget, like you said, Patreon. We're going to be having, you and I have a lot of catching up with all of our nerd talking, movies and games. And there's a lot more than just wrestling that we have to catch up on. And then, of course, all of our lovely alien talk. And there's a lot coming up. So it's going to be a great time, and so many people in the chat. I am just thrilled and humbled to see you all here. Thank you for all of your love.
The world is nuts.
Missed you all so much.
The world's nuts. It's good. It's a crazy time, Jake. We're living.
The world is crazy. I mean, do you think we're going to have Trump as president again? It looks like it, huh?
It's going to be really.
Seems.
It may be, but it might be real hard. But it's almost like the other side's trying to make that happen because they're just blowing us all to hell. So I mean, that blows my mind, man. I'm seeing people register a different way than they've ever before in their lives. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Me and you have always been very, me and you have always been fairly liberal type of people. And, you know what I mean? I've never seen people that we know, like us, like flipping, And so the country politically is insane. The gaming world's nuts. There's a lot of stuff gaming-wise to talk about. Yeah, so we're going to get to, there's so much to get to. And
so many layoffs and games destroyed.
Blizzard is owned by, like we're talking about fucking Diablo. And that company is insane. What happened there over the last couple of years, too? And
everything going on with NetEase and the way they're taking over.
How about the Vince McMahon documentary that we may never get? And Raw's coming to Netflix.
Raw is coming to Netflix, so at least now people are saying, "Oh, they'll be more, uncouth. They're going to bring back the Attitude Era, the PG, era's dead." And I don't foresee that happening entirely, but I think that they're not going to have to do what they did last week on SmackDown with The Rock, where they kept cutting to black and cutting out audio. They're not going to have to censor swears, and that was obnoxious to a point where it actually ruined the segment.
Yeah, what were they doing?
I tried to watch it back on TV the first.
It was the network.
Next day.
They're saying it's the network. So after the truck, it's the network themselves. What, didn't like the Rocky Die sign?
I guess there was a steroid accusation sign that they were more upset about with The Rock. Apparently, it said something about The Rock.
Really?
And seeing some doctor. I got to find it, but yeah.
Rock on Roids. There's a good one. Guys, if you're going to Mohegan Sun coming up, Rock on Roids. It's a good one. Just to give you guys some ideas out there. Oh man, there's probably no tickets.
It was ridiculous. So
I will try to find tickets for you, Jake, but I don't know if it's going to be possible.
We went ahead and even reached out to an old connect. Funny enough, and they were like, nope. It was so,
not with The
just
Rock
before Mania. Yeah.
Well, you can tell me later who you reached out to, because I'll reach out to somebody.
So it says right here, WWF Old School reports that WWE confiscated a sign directly referring to one of The Rock's steroid use allegations.
Ooh.
So let me find it here.
That's okay. So that's different. Like, because it didn't. The Die Rocky Die thing didn't make sense to me. I was like, Die Rocky.
Oh, The Rock shops at Balco. So that was a company that supplied steroids to athletes in the 2000s. So that's what they were upset about and were trying to censor more than the Die Rocky Die.
That is so weird that they were paying that close attention to that. Like, why? It's so weird.
It is bizarre, but I guess that's one of the things maybe he told the network, like he's adamant about not, like if anything's like that gets
stuff that he
and-
might have said something like stuff that makes me and my brand look bad. I hate to say that about The Rock, but quite honestly, and I said this, and obviously you watch the show, so you know I've said this, you've heard me say this, but what people don't understand is The Rock is. Can you imagine the type of douchebag? Like I'm like this a little bit. Joe Cronin show. I'm Joe Cronin. Think about, remember Jesse when he buried the belt? I mean, dude, I wanted to kill Jesse for like a second. Because he essentially was burying my income and my life and what I do and everything we do.
Yeah, everything you were working hard for.
And
it went the way of Rooster Teeth. That's right.
Yeah, I was mad and I fucking snapped. You know what I mean? And and so imagine with my ego and narcissism that I have. Imagine The Rock. This guy is his product. He's his own friggin' product times 100. So I can only imagine the douchebaggery. Like of him, like, hey, anything that makes it make The Rock look bad, don't put that, don't put anything that makes this look bad. You get stuff like that bullshit, get that fucking thing out of fucking. You can imagine what The Rock says, behind the scenes, So it's probably still not as bad as McMahon, but it's
no, certainly not. And as much as we joked before with the Ryback comments and whatnot, we had heard accusations and allegations, not to that extent, but some of the things that McMahon was allegedly doing at that point, we were hearing like there was misconduct allegations, but it came out to be so much worse. My God, I read through that entire lawsuit, and that was hard to really get through. If that is, and I can't imagine that she's lying, nor did they. It would be so. I feel like easy to prove the texts would not be from him or could be denied in some way, with the way technology is today. And they didn't come out. They kind of said that her story was fabricated, but he didn't outright deny any of the allegations and the text messages. I mean, you can tell when you text people jokingly, and it was a lot worse than that. Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, let me tell you something. I know it was hard for you to read it. I didn't have that big a trouble with it because the thing is this. It's what you need to do and what I did. You need to read all of that. Read the text messages, read the deposition, whatever it's called, read the whole thing. But you got to do it with this music.
Hi, this is Ron.
I got it. And then you have to envision rolling around in $3 million and then some.
What I'd love to do to you is get 3 big black men. What I'd like to do is, a couple of the couple of the workers in the back said, "Damn, she looks good," and I said, "She is good. Can you believe she takes 3?"
So if you just read it like that, then it's like, and I would have gone crazier, but there's a potential that somebody's in the room next to me and I don't know. So my kid went to bed yet. So
we have known for years that he had a fetish for farts and poo, but he took it to the extreme.
Well, it all makes sense.
He really wanted to show power. All the times we've seen him drop poo on somebody in a storyline, or the shit went flying, and he really wanted to go ahead and hold her down, Joe.
Hold her down tonight, because she's not his wife.
Oh my God! What? Jake, my God! You might have a coronary! It's Huge Boner 69!
I want you to jam it in.
Huge Boner 69. Donation.
Welcome back, Jake.
All right. Huge. Thank you, brother.
God damn. Woo! That caught me out of nowhere. I had to give myself some quick CPR.
You almost took out Jake. He just got back, and you took him out. He's just got back here.
Trying to kill you. I got the Bray Wyatt, the Firefly tattoo. I did. I took his death hard. I mean, not like I knew him personally, but the way I was so devastated that such a intense and loving spirit that was so creative and instrumental in quite a many great moments in my life up to that point was gone. And especially after losing Brody, it was like one after the other. It kind of felt like a curse, and it was hard. A buddy of mine, John, a good friend from high school, became a tattoo artist, and he was apprenticing, and he was like, hey, I need volunteers. And it was right after he passed, and my buddy Patrick had gotten it done, and he was like, oh, you should go with me. And I was like, yeah. And it was something we did. So
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, certainly, but
it's not cool that he died. Yeah, it's I'm
still shocked.
It doesn't feel real. Like I haven't been sad about it because I don't believe it's real.
Yeah, it's hard to process even to this point. And hearing Cena speak about him on Chris Van podcast the other day, that was interesting. It was, hearing John Cena talk about wanting to go heel, and there's quite a few interesting tidbits there. And they almost went with it at one point in 2012 when The Rock first came back, and it was like, all right, it would have been a great time, but they couldn't stop with the Make-A-Wish stuff, and it makes sense. He did continue to be the #1 merch seller even when he was still being chanted at John Cena sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said with Bray, I mean, and especially the way it ended with the last match being at the Rumble with the Mountain Dew pitch black. It's like, that's unfortunate it had to go out that way.
Well, it's sad too because I was Triple H, the way that they gave Triple H that machine that he had to wear around his chest in case something happened, and they did the same thing for Bray. Why is everyone having these heart problems? All of a sudden, I've got a genetic thing.
Yeah.
Triple H.
And he had COVID really bad, they said, and then it was the heart stuff afterwards, and he went and took a nap, didn't wear this AED-type device that would shock his heart, and when his wife found him, he was passed away. And still just breaks my heart. His kids, his family, all of it obviously is terrible.
It just feels wrong. It's like, and you know how people talk about my father felt like a superhero and stuff like that. This guy, he doesn't feel like that exactly to us, but it feels like it's just not supposed to happen. This big wrestler guy who's a character. He's younger than us. I think. Yeah, he's younger than us.
Yeah,
and like. What? Like how?
He just made this
happen?
Triumphant comeback. It was record-breaking. Extreme Rules. They do the follow the White Rabbit. I mean, Triple H was really showing off there, and they were supposedly going to tell this great story, and they had all these great ideas, and they were going to bring different people in, and he had his own writer, and then it just kind of went nowhere for a long time and fizzled and kind of seemed a little silly, and then somebody jumped off a box, and that was it. And it was like, And you hear they are rumored that they wanted Bo to continue things, and you don't know how legitimate that is, but man, it is heartbreaking, and it really is. I still cannot fathom that he's gone, and same thing with Brody. I mean, it's another one. Neither one of them should be gone, and I know how much he meant to a lot of people backstage, and you hear that more and more. So it at least, it's horrible knowing that it's one of the good ones, but the legacy is staying strong, and he inspired a lot of people. So, yeah, the White Rabbit went nowhere. All of it just went nowhere.
It always got
disappointment.
Everything he did always got cut off. Everything.
Yeah, it just was like the curse that Bray lived with. A lot of curses we're talking about tonight, but it seems to be the theme of the show. You look back from he lost at Mania to Cena. Why? We could never understand that. He had such momentum, like it was a real, genuine build around him. And then they had that amazing match against the Shield. Like we're like, oh yeah, they're really behind the Wyatt family. And then he loses. Okay. Then he loses with the Undertaker the next year, and then nothing. He does a tag team with Matt Hardy. Does the little thing where he loses to Randy Orton at Mania, and then comes back with The Fiend, and one of the greatest characters in a long time, a real character, you know, in a land of tough guys, we hadn't seen a character. And then they kind of ruined it, and then they made it worse, and then they burnt him alive, and then they did some hocus pocus shit, and they ruined that on us, and that was the, unfortunately, last Mania I was here for, 37. You know, they had Samoa Joe, the current AEW champion, on commentary in a poncho at that Mania, Joe. How would that happen is still beyond me, but, you know, we got 2 great Manias, and now we've got one coming up. I mean, it's looking stellar this year. I know we're going to talk more in depth about it on Patreon, but
I felt it was looking so great until kind of like CM Punk got hurt and some things, and so it's looking good to me. But I'm worried about the lower mid, and the mid cards. I'm worried about that.
I was concerned, and it seemed like they're starting to shape up a little bit. I originally was worried that they weren't going to go with the Usos facing each other.
Right. They got to do brother versus brother.
It has to be. I mean, they kept them apart from each other as, you know, this long since SummerSlam. I don't see how they couldn't have it at Mania, but maybe that's not the plan. That you hear that there's other Bloodline members coming, Tamatonga and others supposedly. So there's a lot going on and a lot of possibilities. Like you said, though, with the mid card, I mean, I worry because a lot of it is you got Seth and Drew, you got Roman and Cody for night 2, night 1, you got Bayley and Io, you got Becky and Rhea, and then you got Gunther facing not Lesnar, because again he did get screwed over in that lawsuit.
Lesnar screwed, CM Punk gone, Seth
whether he was guilty or not, they did do him dirty because they didn't name anybody else, but they did say former UFC heavyweight champion or whatever. Like, come on. Did that, you know, they named him but no one else? That was a little dirty.
And what it could be is it could literally just be that Vince offered her up to Brock, and Brock could have said, for all we know, Brock said no, or like
we don't know
what
really
happened.
More to it exactly. So still waiting to hopefully find out more details. And apparently Brock never touched her. That's what was said. Following.
I kind of believe that. I almost believe that they didn't really touch or they didn't really get involved. But definitely that Vince wanted to offer her to him in some way. You know?
I could see Vince getting off on that with that kind of power.
And Vince is definitely the type of guy who's like going around, which we found out especially, is like he's the guy going around, you try her, you got to try this too. Almost like a drug dealer at a party, like trying to hand out drugs to everybody. And people are like, I'm good, man. Well, listen, thank you, Huge Boner. And the Goon dropping bombs. Let's see what's next. Oh, my God. Holy crap! This has been a crazy night already. D. Welsh! The Docs. I mean, D. Welsh! It's pee-pee time.
D-digit double D Welsh.
Jake Daddy DeMarco is back. Hashtag Jake for monetize this champion.
Well,
holy shit.
You should have dropped $500 if you want him to be monetized as champion, D. Welsh. But my God, thank you for the 100. That's huge. Look at that. D. Welsh loves you too, Jake.
Huge. That's massive. My God. D. Welsh making his, triumphant return there with that hell of a bomb.
The big one. D. Welsh, thank you, man. By the way, the parameters reset on the donos. I know last month was nuts. People were crazy. I just want to say thank you again.
People were insane.
You saw that what happened last week?
The other day was great. I mean, so many people have been coming out of the woodworks. I'm happy that you've been getting such great support.
Because, I'm happy too. Or like I'd be dead. No, I appreciate it, everybody. And obviously, me and Jakey Poo will split the deal here tonight. So you're funding Jake well tonight too. I can't wait to see Jake is going to have. At this point tonight, Jake, you might be able to get that steel one installed down below.
Don't worry about me. We're taking care of you. I'm here because I missed you. That's what it comes down to. I genuinely, this was always our chance to hang out. We have not caught up in far too long, and I missed you. I missed everybody at home, the community, and I am just... So many people have helped me for so long. I always want to be able to give back and say thank you immensely from the bottom of my heart. And here, we can go ahead and use this to forget about the hard times and enjoy each other and bring some smiles.
Well, think about like this too. Like, a big thank you to Seth Negan, man, because he did so much for Jake behind the scenes and other things. But and for all of us, it's unbelievable
For everybody.
But
absolutely.
think about the time when you raised. Do you remember you raised like almost $4,000 or something for the kids at the
for the children's hospital.
The children's hospital. You did that.
Yeah, we
did
did a
that
couple
in a
years.
night.
And,
We all did that. You all did that for Jake.
Everybody reached out and worked together.
How long was that stream
all
that we
came
did
out.
that night? 6 hours?
No, longer than that. The first one we did together was like 12 hours, and then you went live after that, and we did like another 6 hours.
That's crazy. That
we
was
went
crazy.
nuts.
That was it level with a cause or was it something else? I don't remember. No, it was
I have it.
No, it was
Extra Life.
Extra Life. Yeah, that's right.
That's what it was.
Extra
For the
Life.
kids.
For the kids. It was great.
For the kids. Yeah, I've done a few things since. We did some suicide prevention stuff and did a few things with them and raised a little bit of money. Nothing like that since, but
yeah, well,
we did it a few years running. We raised a couple thousand one year, then almost $4,000 the next year, and a couple grand the next. And we always managed to do a great turnout from the community. And those kids, they got some great things. We bought them a bunch of gaming consoles. We got them all like the Rock Band stuff, so they were playing Rock Band at the hospital and in between treatments. We would get money to go ahead and get those like game stations that they could reel in their rooms, so this way they could play things with each other and have fun and kind of keep their spirits up. So it was always a great thing.
I loved that. I love what you did hosting that, and there was like
what we did.
Well, I mean, you really, yeah. I mean, I dropped. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. You really spearheaded. You did the whole thing. I mean, I was just there as me, and the community showed up. We all did it for sure. But you
absolutely
you put it together, and you did a good job, and it was really fun. And man, imagine them getting 10 consoles or whatever in the children's hospital, like, and getting these like things set up. That's just I want the kids.
Yeah,
to have a good
I don't
time.
remember we had shared it back then, but they had sent us some photos of them like playing Rock Band and things like that. And
that was
always
cool.
Cool to see. Yeah,
I loved it.
So it was always touching. And
that's why I love to see anybody that helps you and everybody that whatever they've done. I mean, just you're the best person. I want to give you a big hug and lick you all over and then sell you on the black market.
I missed you like crazy.
Imagine, but yeah, I mean, D. Welsh, you can get Jake back in. You can get Jake in, on the Monetize This Championship, but you gotta throw $500, brother. So sorry about that, D. Welsh, but or get Leah in there too, Welsh. Go rob a bank, Welsh. You never know what's gonna happen. Plus, Jake has Tony Khan in his DMs at some point, so you never know. Tony Khan, where are you at? Tony?
Yeah, we got to get my Twitter back, and then I can message him more.
Where's Tony Khan to help? What is he doing? Tony Khan, you doing anything, brother?
Isn't
Where are
he
you at?
taking care of enough starving children at AEW? I mean,
that's right. He's got a lot of starving. He's got one that's going to kill himself in a week on Mount Everest.
I know.
Did you see on the press conference when he was talking about that? Tony Khan looked distressed.
He looked just petrified for him.
He was like, oh no. Like, it was almost like he was thinking about doing it, and then Tony was like, well, don't do that. And then that night at the press conference is when he admitted, like, yes, I'm going to do it. And Tony Khan was almost like, oh, no.
He's going to die. I knew it. Yeah.
Yes.
My investment.
Yep. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Darby, I got, this is sick. I hate to say it. I got money on Darby Allin not coming back. You know what I mean?
There's a death pool indeed for Darby. Like I said, at least if they plaster him with AEW, gear beforehand, if he dies, they can have forever advertising up there.
No, they'll just get criticized more. They'll be like, AEW star commits. It's like, what? Like, I don't know, man. Darby, don't do it, bro. First of all, you know what Darby Allin should do is tell Tony, like, listen, man, I barely have any money. I barely have anything. I don't want to. I just like, fuck it. I'm going to go to Mount Everest. And maybe Tony Khan would be like, well, listen, what if I gave you a couple $100,000 extra? Just don't do it. Tony Khan, throw money at the guy. I know it doesn't matter to him. I know it's not about money, though.
That's the thing. Like, he's like, forever homeless, slept in his car, doesn't care. He just wants to experience life. And after putting himself through all that glass, we'll see what happens next at Everest. Could be interesting, Maybe he'll have the first ever match at the top. He'll bring him versus a Sherpa. See him just drop kick each other off the top.
Well, that's what he gets for stealing Sting's spotlight in his last match.
Making it all about himself.
Yeah. No one's talking about Sting at the end, talking about gotta go that they cut me off. They're talking about Darby Allin jumping off a goddamn ladder through glass. Good job, Darby. What are you doing?
Come on out, you rapist!
It's Aru Shinchu became a member again. Aru's been
shit.
Wonderful all week, Aru. Thanks for the donos all week and all month, rather. And now tonight, a member again because of Jake, I'm going to assume. So Jake's bringing in the numbers.
Nonstop.
You're a draw. You ever realize that?
Ratings draw, I guess so.
Everyone is.
So many
I'm telling you.
people
Like, I think
getting memberships right now. Somebody's gifting them all. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Chief Wahoo's got a spree going on in the chat.
Oh, here comes another one. Oh, my God. It's the man.
Haskell. 420.
I even saw Troy in your comments the other day.
I know.
Whenever you got to pee, you go for it if you need to. But Haskell's coming in. 9. We still haven't heard your new donation yet. That hasn't even happened yet.
My cock is so fucking hard right now. Jake. J-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A. Our king is back. Dude, we are all so fucking happy to see you back, brother. Our brother is back. Whip out your cocks and clits and stroke em.
I like it. I like where
He's
your
getting
head's
everybody hard. Haskell, hell yeah.
You miss Haskell?
I saw your name in the. I saw his name in the chat before, and it did pop me. I mean, there's so many people here tonight.
I love
like
Haskell.
I said, I'm blown away.
Haskell's a beautiful guy. I love Haskell. He puts up with me on Twitter, and he's a sweetheart of a guy, and he's always donating, and he's just another good person that doesn't have a lot always, but always wants to give out. Always wants
to help.
He's incredibly crazy. So thank you, Haskell. We look forward to seeing you, man, and hopefully, like Jake said, maybe we're looking at potentially once a week at least, or we're going to try for once a week, so you'll get a lot of Jake and a little bit extra on Patreon. If you guys want the Jake and Joe show that's going to be on Patreon, that will be something I look forward to. I
working on the wife swap on the OnlyFans. I mean,
imagine if we got me, you, and because me and Leah do that podcast that we do. What if we got some night we got me, my wife, and your wife all together on a podcast?
Absolutely.
What about
Courtney's
that?
down.
That'd be crazy.
She absolutely would be down.
I've never spoken to your wife.
You have a while ago,
maybe for like a second.
A couple of times, but I know one of the issues is you not remembering because you were drunk. I remember that.
Oh, then if I was drunk, then I was probably like,
it was hilarious. I know, but
I was hitting on her probably. Then I was probably like, you're so hot. Like, let me tell you.
I don't remember, but hey, if you were, it's only a compliment.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, man, like you talk up your wife, I talk up your wife, you talk up my wife. Like, we talk about it's always
damn straight.
Our wives have saved our lives, so like we love them. I really
Behind
do.
a great man.
That's right. Behind every great woman is a vibrator.
I was gonna say, yeah, big ass dildo.
I don't know. Oh my God! What is going on? What is happening? Another one. Oh my God! All day. I want you to jam it in. Oh, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole. Unbelievable. I haven't seen this name in a while, Jake. This is crazy.
Z-Pain.
Finally, Jake has come back home.
Oh!
Home.
I knew we were going to get the Rock finally tonight by somebody. I didn't know it would be Z-Pain. Oh, Z-Pain topped the
He
Goon
had to
for
do
the
it.
top
He had to take
dono
the top
spot.
dog.
Oh, no. Look out, Goon.
Z-Pain knew what was going on.
That's unbelievable. Z-Pain, let me get you on here. Sorry, Goon. Thank you for being there, though, man. Thank you guys for this huge support, too, man. Holy shit.
I'm honestly almost speechless. I talk too much, you know this, but almost speechless at how many names I've seen in the chat tonight. It's incredible.
That's one I haven't seen in a bit. That's crazy. I know he's been watching, but good Lord, man. What a bomb from a big OG. I love Z-Pain. That's crazy. I miss him like crazy.
Absolutely.
Man, it's like we get Jake back and a bunch of other people. Because you're bringing you're bringing the crowd, brother. This is crazy.
I'm glad everybody's coming back. You know,
we
That's what we needed.
We
a
did
good reunion.
We did an out of nowhere. We promoted the hell out of it for weeks. I want to say a couple of weeks. And we promoted it, and it was big, and it was during a big week in wrestling. And I don't remember what we did, guys. Maybe you guys remember in the chat, but we did something like 320 viewers or something, and it was pretty big. You know, like that was pretty good. You know, it was maybe 280, something like that. And, you know, tonight we hit up to 450, so it's definitely the biggest out of nowhere. Because I've only attempted to do four out of nowheres. I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, there hasn't been many. But
really, like, yeah, just to sort of keep it alive a little bit, but not. It just never felt right to do. Because people are like, "Why don't you keep doing it?" And I'm like, I can't. Like when Catfucker left, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't care." You know this. You know, but like when you left, it was like, I can't do. I don't want to do this.
I get it. The heart.
Yeah, I don't.
Heart wants what it wants.
Yes, I mean, I tried.
I wanted you.
I wanted to bang you, Jake. I wanted to.
I get it. You know,
I
I
can't
had
believe
that
it.
flow. We couldn't just be away from each other, but our hearts reconnected. It's like Dragonheart, which didn't hold up great, but it's a great movie.
That's right.
It's a blast from
I'm
the
dead
past.
now, Jake. My heart.
My dragon heart.
Here's the thing. My balls. I can't do that. I'm doing like 3 different accents in one. Christopher Walken recently, I was trying to do it the other day. I don't know what I did, but it was like, my name is Christopher, and I have no privates. It was something like that. And I like did it wrong though, and it was very awkward and terrible. But either way, Z-Pain, thank you, man. So much wrestling news to get to. Ask the wrestling questions. Ask Jake questions. Whatever you want. The donos are on. They're open. The donation link is pinned to the top of the channel as always, and the super chats are on. So we got a lot more to get to, but we're just letting you guys speak a little bit. So
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years.
Ryan
Never
Reeves.
in all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Here we go.
You people think the return of Jake Do Not Fatso is huge.
Oh.
That's nothing. In a few more years my shoulder will be ready, and I'll show you a return.
Just a few more years. It's been 4 now,
Just a couple more, and then he'll put out another poll and ask if he should retire again.
Yeah, and people wonder if he was lying about me. Oh,
He was drunk with a straw hat on.
remember that? Like, oh, what an idiot. I mean, I did look a little like, you know, like, I don't know.
Shit bomb.
Southern or whatever.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Oh.
Ja ache. What an amazing night. What will you do for night 2? He.
Oh, yeah.
Night 2, that's when we go wild.
Yeah, that's where he whips it out when we get banned. Christopher Young, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. So much, bro. Christopher Young, appreciate it, man.
That was my plan, to come back and get you banned finally. Just start you know, spewing my racist rhetoric that I picked up in the hospital.
You say the N-word 900 times and then hang up
well,
on me.
son of a...
And like it was really somebody paid you, like, listen, I'll give you $2,000. Go on there, just say this over and over and over again. Then show your cock and then hang up.
Tony Khan's tired of hearing you say you want to work for commentary, Joe. He's sent me as a mole.
Imagine that. Yes, I'll give you. He pays you like $50,000 to go on here and just try to destroy the show.
I still can't believe what he had. I mean, look at what people turned out in droves for All In into Wembley, and it feels like everyone's forgotten about AEW the last few months. I mean, yeah, people tuned in for Sting, but hopefully tonight brought in some more eyes. Seems like the Okada turning heel is going to ruffle a few feathers. We'll see what happens, but
no, I don't know. The AEW's on a free fall right now. It's not good.
It feels dead in a lot of ways. Sadly, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm just jumping on a bandwagon and picking on it, but I haven't really, besides what you guys do for recaps and whatnot, I haven't tuned into AEW that often like I need to, because it's just been not that commanding of my attention, sadly. And I was excited for Collision on Saturdays when it first started. They had some great tag matches. I was confused as to why they didn't have MJF and Adam Cole beat FTR. They should have had them in Hartford take them down for the tag titles, and instead they have them win the ROH titles, and then that whole story went on. But okay, sure. The devil being Adam Cole, it was very obvious and underwhelming. I mean, you knew what was going to happen. No one else made sense, and even Adam didn't really make the most sense. I mean, a lot of what they did, why then did he do it? It was never really explained or justified.
Their booking. Tony's booking is like all over the place. It's here, there, it's stop, start. He thinks stories can just start and people will be okay. Like, it's very weird.
He relied on the audience being smart for a long time, and people are now starting, I feel like, to complain about it more. And you saw it kind of trending on Twitter with, who is this? And you had Ice Cube's son kind of, again, starting some ruckus online. But he was right. What's his name? O'Shea Jackson Jr. there. He said that, you tune on to the TV and they're like, oh, so-and-so's here. But they don't tell you why you need to like them or watch them, or, UFC at least gives you enough of a background information on these people for you to pick a fighter and get behind somebody. AEW, if you're not watching New Japan and Ring of Honor and, CMLL, these people coming in, you have no idea who they are or why you should be excited that they're there.
Yeah, it's weird. He relies on it. I always say, I don't know the number, but I want to guess that the number is like 200 to 300,000 people. There's like 200 to 300,000 neckbeard type people that know like Uche Kasukasaki and Budabushi Maximuni and like all these people. Nobody else knows or cares. So you need to tell them, you need to show them. And even people like us who are aware of lots of different people and stuff and could watch New Japan sometimes and like it, even we want a story. We want you to tell the story. And so like if we want that, so you're really leaving out about I don't know, 500,000 of your own audience don't care and don't know.
At least.
Yeah, at least. And then
and like Lorenzo said, though, but they used real glass. I don't think that gets enough people to care. And again, a lot of the booking, it was questionable with the tournaments that they had, and they had Eddie Kingston win. Okay, but a lot of the story building up to that was a mess. And, I mean, they just lost Santana. Okay, he quit now. That was odd. You had him and Ortiz have a real match, even though they had real beef. And then You did that on Rampage and then never had them on TV again.
And they were great. And, I don't remember if you were around at the time when it happened, but do you remember?
Yes, it was our favorite match.
The backstage.
Exactly what you're talking
about. Yep,
backstage.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yes. That was one of the last things.
They did it with Orange Cassidy's the best friends there.
Yep. Yeah.
That parking lot brawl was incredible.
It's one of the best we ever saw. One of the best ever.
That was like, going too far in a way for some people because they were bleeding and really beat the snot out of each other. But it made sense. Nothing they did there was out of the realm of, every move was to hurt one another. There was purpose. When they jumped off things, you were landing to snap into somebody. And, you power slam somebody. Oh, we're going to power bomb you into a car. Oh, now we get... There were things done with purpose, and that's what made that match such a standout. We had so much praise for that.
Yeah, we loved it, and I love it, and I got to go back and watch again, and we were so psyched about it. And that's the thing about people saying, oh, you don't like AEW, those things. Well, no, man, like, it's crazy the short-term memory. I was sucking them off AEW. I was like, they've saved us from having WWE only, and thank God, and all this other stuff. And now it's like we're laughing at them, but I'm not laughing at them to hope they go out of business. Like, that's not it. I will always appreciate Tony Khan created an alternate company for us, something else for us to do. He essentially made everything better. The only thing Tony Khan made worse was NXT. He killed the NXT that we knew, and
Yeah,
that's the downside.
I mean, AEW's current rebrand kind of reminded me of the NXT 2.0, you know, with their unicorn fart, as Spaz would say, you know, branding, and it's interesting. Their stage kind of looked like Raw.
You won't see Spaz
stage, you know, and it's like I'm really wondering, was that kind of their inspiration? Did they want to remind you of the Raw set with how Dynamite was tonight? But
yeah,
I you know, it certainly, it has that WCW element. It
all starts with the Young Bucks and that backstage bullshit. They pissed off Cody Rhodes. They all did it. They all pissed off Cody. Then they pissed off this person, that person. Then they pissed off CM Punk. And so their backstage antics and the way that they are destroyed a lot of shit for them, and that was the downfall. They got Cody Rhodes to want to leave. That's crazy. And
that was
then,
shocking. He left, you know, to start a new company because of his being let go from WWE and everything he didn't get to accomplish. I mean, that was his main drive. And lo and behold, I mean, they drove CM Punk back into their open arms. We thought that would never happen. He would never go back to WWE. Yet they drove him back.
He went back with a
really
smile.
What happened. Shockingly so. I would have said a year ago, no, they'll figure this out. Punk will never. And then it was like, he stopped at that, what was it, the Raw or the SmackDown in Chicago. And you're like, I don't know if he's sending out feelers or if he. Then he comes back and he's on Collision for a little bit. You hear all the stories and it just gets worse and worse.
You know what else pissed me off is tonight on AEW, Renee Paquette was like, and now please welcome my guest, blah, 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 Kyle O'Reilly. And I went, oh, my God. They're literally now doing in AEW the WWE intro. Like, how can you be doing this? How am I seeing this? If anybody has it on recording, go watch it. Renee Paquette goes, and now please welcome my guest at this time, Kyle O'Reilly. And then O'Reilly stepped into the picture, and I went, what the fuck? Am I watching WWE? Why?
She brought it with her.
Why are you doing this? So it's like, and let me explain the difference really quickly without going into a rant, because Jake's here and we got a lot to talk about. But real quickly, the difference is this. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle, you're back and blah, blah, blah. That's it. You get right into it because it feels like it's hyper. Like, oh, something crazy just happened in the ring. Now it cuts and all of a sudden Renee's there. I'm Renee Paquette live with Kyle O'Reilly right now. Kyle O'Reilly, how's it feel to be back in AEW? And it feels like intense, like, ooh, snap, things are happening. But when you go, hi, everybody, please welcome at this time my guest, Kyle O'Reilly. It's like, oh, my God, no. So anyway.
They're copying the worst parts of WWE.
Yes.
Indeed, too. Like, that was.
They weren't doing that. They didn't start doing that at first when they had that other dude or whatever he was. He just was a terrible person. That, you know, that, who's the guy, the terrible guy? He was a commentator almost, remember? And that was, whatever.
BJ Whitmer, yeah.
Yeah, is that him? He's the big guy with the glasses, the goofy guy. Anyway, he's terrible.
He was actually sentenced to like home incarceration and then probation following a domestic violence incident.
What?
So, yeah, that was just reported today.
Let me look this guy up. I don't think that's the guy. I don't think I'm talking about.
He was sentenced to 120-day home incarceration and 5 years of probation on Tuesday.
That is not the guy that I'm talking about, but that is. Okay. I know who you're talking about though, and that's crazy. That is crazy.
That's the first one that comes to mind.
Alex Marvez is who I'm thinking.
Oh, that's who you're thinking of backstage. Gotcha.
He was so goofy.
I'm talking about the producer.
Okay, no, I remember that.
Yeah, not the announcer.
But no, Marvez was terrible. But one thing about Marvez, although he looked like a giant rat. One thing about Marvez that was good was he had his own thing, and he was trying to do the old school thing. He just wasn't good, but like he would be like, "Well, I'm trying to get a word with AEW champion so and so. We're outside the door," and it was terrible. But like he at least was doing that. And when he came in a shot, he'd be like, I'm Alex Marvez, standing aside, blah, blah, blah. Tonight, your match, what's going on? And so, like, even though he wasn't good, what he was doing, how he was doing it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. Like, he was acting, trying to act like a real announcer, and it's exciting. So I want to give him credit for that, because after seeing all the Renee Paquette stuff over and over again,
it had that air of believability. You know, he wanted to make it seem like, hey, I'm not just standing here waiting for my cue. You know, I'm actively being an investigative journalist. You know, I'm trying to get a scoop for the fans.
Yes.
And something was, needing to be said. I often wonder if they didn't have such an immense bankroll to support them, would things feel dire? Would they, obviously if they didn't have all this money, but now just they're not viewed as competition by WWE, certainly.
No,
No, certainly not. Well, and they could have been for a while, but they didn't get to reach that level. And I feel a lot of it is unfortunately the way Tony's handled his booking, and he spread himself very thin. And they added so many titles and so many different people. The roster got so bloated, and then obviously he bought Ring of Honor, and the roster grew immensely from there, and he started to try and put people all over, but even then you'd go weeks without seeing certain people, and you couldn't continue certain feuds. Then you'd have other weeks where it's like, oh, you have no stars, no talent on really of big names, you just have a lot of matches. That kind of happened for quite a while, and I feel like they lost a lot of people with MJF's face turn as well, and losing Punk certainly caused a lot of people to turn away. I'm excited to see some of the things they do with Ospreay, but it's not like it's an instant draw for everyone, certainly.
Well, and I mean, I've been ranting on the fact that there's too many titles, and I got to close my door real quick here, but there's too many titles. And there's too many shows, and Tony Khan has convoluted his own product.
Absolutely. Way too many titles, and it led to things not feeling important. Earlier on with the TNT title, it was there, it was made to feel important. Cody put it over. You had 2 belts, and then, you had your tag team division, which was pretty strong. And they kind of lost their way. They had to add the trios titles, and then all the nonsense that happened with those belts, and the women's division. I mean, I was excited when Saraya debuted, and that was, they did nothing with her, really. She had the first match against
What is she
Britt
doing
Baker.
now? She's like a cheerleader for the company or something, and that's it. It's very strange.
That's it. She won the title just because she was home, and then she lost it right after that.
Yeah, I didn't even remember she won the belt, dude, because
I only was reminded recently. Somebody brought it up, and I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot it all in. She won. It was such a short title reign. It was just because she was there. They wanted to give her the belt. It was okay, give her flowers, but it was not a deserved moment, certainly. And
dude,
I mean, they've had some decent matches, some good moments, certainly, but the women's division just still leaves a lot to be desired, and a lot of that is Tony's booking, sadly. He waits till, after 9 o'clock to march the women out for one quick match, and that's all you get for that week. That's hard to have people invested when you have Raws and SmackDowns especially, where, Rhea Ripley's the number one thing on Raw for a while with the Judgment Day, and you have Io Sky and Bayley's feud taking over SmackDown, and everything they did with Damage Control over there. The women are a very big focus. Nia Jax has had feuds with quite a few different women at this point, and I'm not a big fan of hers, but at least it's something. They tried to make her look like a big threat. She beat Becky. She had a chance to go after Rhea. It's something. AEW, I'm not crazy about this timeless Tony Storm. It started off a little funny,
wow.
and then
okay, this is interesting because I love it.
Yeah, see, I know you were all about it, and
because this is like the broken gimmick,
something we don't agree on. Yeah,
yes, this never happens. Oh my God, this is exciting.
I know. That's why I said I got to remember one of the things to bring up is this, and certainly.
All right, tell me why you don't
crazy
like it.
About it.
Why don't you like it?
So I feel like they kind of jumped the shark with it immediately. They went too far too quick, and part of it was that they were including people into her world where it should have just been like, maybe she's crazy, but, you know, they started with just the black and white. Okay, she's going to throw the shoe. It seemed funny, but bringing in Luther, and then it just became too much for me. It went a little too far with the gimmick.
Because I
think
feel
they
like
did it
this
too
is the
fast.
female broken Matt Hardy. I feel like we're watching.
See, I think it could have gotten to that.
This
but I
is
feel
the
like they
family, the
just rushed
deletion.
into it.
They did rush into it a little bit. I agree, but yeah, I don't agree. I totally disagree. I love it. I think Luther did nothing up until this point, and he sucked. I like him as this quiet butler in the background. I don't know if I love the other
death match extreme that we've always had.
Oh my God, Chris Jericho's friend got a job. Hey, man, listen. Shout out to Jericho for going and getting his friend a job like he did for Luther. I mean, and Jericho just donated again the other day. I don't remember what it was too, but it's just always donating to people. Chris Jericho, you gotta love him.
Yeah, he does. You know, he does keep the wrestling community funded. That's for sure.
Speaking of donations, Jericho, anytime, brother, go ahead. Let's drop a donation right now. We got the new Jake donation.
Welcome back, Jake.
Joe Cronin's
I'm
dog.
glad you didn't join me on the other side.
Oh no, Melly. Oh.
That's my dog right there donating $5. My dog,
former champion Melly.
You know, every once in a while, Melly, I go by the case upstairs in Leah's room, and I pull out your hair that I cut off of you that day I gave you a hug and cried, and I smell it, you know, and I hold it, and I hold the urn and everything. It's very sad. I do it all the time because I can't let go, and I don't want to let go. Former monetized as champion, like you said, Melly. Unbelievable.
Hell of a dog. I don't know what I'd do without Milo, so I get it.
I had to watch her fade away. It was unbelievable.
Shit bum.
Welcome back, Jake. Welcome back. Please don't tell a friend. That friend may be on crack. Seriously, welcome back, Jake.
Thank you.
You never know.
He donated to Virgil's funeral. Thank you. He paid for Virgil's funeral, actually.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, that was a great thing.
What a sweetheart. You know, I just... Great guy, and it's sad about Virgil too. I wish that more of the wrestling world could have been done for Virgil.
A lot of great stories though coming out with just him being a shyster in the best way possible and getting wrestlers to pay for his autograph. Even people that worked with him would get stuck. You know, where he would just completely steal or capture something of theirs and wouldn't give it back till they bought his autograph.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Whoa.
Scissor me, Joe!
What a throwback.
I'll never forget the Leviathan raid on Destiny we did, Jake. Your first ever raid too. My
Hell
UK
yeah.
friend Jake, who was there with us, passed away.
Oh.
It hurt, but I'm glad you're back and doing well, man.
Oh, damn it. I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah, it was the first time I got to raid in Destiny 2. That was great.
Yeah, that I missed a little. I remember that. I only played Destiny for a little bit, but I it's weird. You know, I have a lot of PUBG. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Retro Neon. What's up, Retro Neon?
What's up, guys? Glad Jake is back. For AU, I kind of wish they had built up the Swerve and Joe tag match for tonight though and used it as its main event. Also, I am totally convinced that Bron Breakker will have the IC title soon cause the dude can go.
Yeah, an intense guy who I want to see Bron Breakker in some kind of crazy ass like tables match or something. But we'll see what happens. Retro Neon, thank you for the $7, man. And yes, Jake is back and sexier than ever.
Thank you,
Look at that,
Retro
man.
Neon. And yeah, we have that gauntlet match coming up, and it's going to be interesting, that's for sure, to see who wins. I mean, people are saying Chad Gable should win to face Gunther, and I mean, everybody there kind of has a say-so to the title for Mania. And I could see anybody winning, really. I mean, Sami Zayn doesn't have a match yet for Mania. What's he going to do? How does he fit into this? People want to see Chad Gable be the one to take down Gunther. Some people think that Brock Lesnar is going to show up. I doubt it, but you never know. Anything's possible.
If they can clear some of that stuff if they do, and they can know internally, hey, this guy probably did not do anything, and they will do their own investigation. I wouldn't be surprised if they got Lesnar, because he's supposed to be here already. That's if they didn't offend him by now. Because you remember how upset he got when he found out about Vince leaving, and
he took off.
Yeah, and now is he offended that, oh, my name's been thrown under the bus? I mean, to be honest, I hope Lesnar's not, because to stay away because you're mad about your name and everything, what's going on. It would be better for him to show up to say, see, I didn't fucking do anything now, because that will kill those rumors and like, oh, shit. Well, there's
and
no
it did
way.
say that he had no contact with her physically in the lawsuit, but like you said, they didn't defend him at all, and I feel like that should have been said. So WWE
somebody somewhere,
TKO or
where's Sable? Help your husband. Say he's like, oh my God,
Duncachino? Don't mind if I do. What's my name?
Duncachino.
Yeah. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Welcome back, Jake. Okada is tight with those two pieces of feces IRL, so it fits. Internet was saying Elite Civil War coming soon. 3.13 is boss stay. Again, welcome back, Jake.
Thank you, Haystacks Monet. Yeah, I mean, I again was never a huge fan of Sasha Banks. Joe loved her, and I always said she was a little bit overrated. I mean, she put on some great
Stock's
matches,
gone down,
yes, but I kind of got tired of her for a while in WWE, and I think that's what it was. I think it was just the same thing from her for a while. She wasn't really going anywhere. So I'm interested in what potential she has for AEW. You know, Monet, let's see what she does. Let's bring that money in big business in Boston. We know she's going to be there. Let's see what happens, and maybe she can bring some excitement back to the women's division or back to AEW in general. I mean, that's what we need at this point in time. And, that gauntlet match, too. We got a lot. You know, Ricochet, Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, Nakamura, Bronson Reed. And then, I don't think JD's going to win it, but you never know. I highly doubt that one. They want to swerve you. They could.
Oh,
I don't know.
Leah said hi, by the way. She walked by and she's like, what are you doing? I thought you were going to do a show on Wednesday.
Hell yeah, Leah.
I'm like, no, Jake. And she's like, oh. You know. She's a wreck because she cleaned up all this stuff, and then Brenna wrecked one of the rooms, and she's like, ah. And I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? I'm having fun downstairs. I'll see you later.
Don't miss those days.
Oh, the new Dono, the new Jake Dono.
Guess who's back?
Oh, shit.
Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down, and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back. Yeah, stay sexy.
Stay sexy.
Goblin.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
You gotta stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sex me.
Jake is back.
The Ghost.
Let's try this out. Welcome back, Jake. I started listening when you left. So I finally hear an actual review. From you. Doing great.
Yes, baby. The Ghost from the Coast. Introduced
Ghost
to
from
Jake.
The Coast. Hell yeah. And what a donation. My God, I love that. Stay sexy.
Yeah, listen. I worked hard on this new $24 donation. Please, if anybody wants to drop the brand new $24 donation, if you
That's
like
an earworm.
You like that one, you gotta play it. You gotta drop that one if you like it.
That's stuck in my head already.
I gotta get the full version.
That's a good beat. I'm telling you, that's gonna be another one of those that's in my head forever.
Really? Stay sexy.
Stay sexy.
Maybe I'll just put it on skip. You know, it's like the WWE theme sometimes where they would do a 40 seconds of something and then it just repeats.
Yeah, and they just repeat it.
Like Mike and Maria's song was like, here's to the greatest love I've ever known. Then they did a verse, then they did the chorus, and then then it was it. There was no...
Yeah, that was it. It was just repeat. You know? Even Disturbed doing, they had just the same verse in repeat in the same chorus for just, their Stone Cold song. And it was because they needed that short bite version of it to be like a minute 40 and under. So that's why they just repeated what they did for the verse. And it's like, I get it. But yeah, they used to do that where you get like a minute 30 and the Angles theme. And, a lot of them, they just repeat over and over.
Right. Well, hey, man.
But that's what we're missing nowadays. There's so many.
Yeah.
Just again, just the lack of creativity is astounding, because they have all this money. They should be able to pour it into everything. They know how important themes are. Triple H, of all people, should know that. That's one of the most recognizable things from wrestling for a long time. You could play just fractions of a second of so many people's themes from the Attitude Era onward, and you're like, oh, I know this one, this one, this one. Nowadays, you play people's themes, and you're like, I couldn't tell you, and not because it's not because you're not watching either. It's because things sound so similar and samey, and a lot of people don't have, and like when Cody's coming out and it has this big presentation, but there's a few of them, Bronson Reed and a couple of, like, they need new music. They need something that goes with their personality.
Look at Cody. I mean, Cody sometimes comes out and cuts a promo that sucks or is boring or whatever. Sometimes, you're like, this is the guy, but like, his theme is so good. It's like,
the whoa catches on finally. He
right.
comes back to WWE and everybody starts, chanting with it, and it finally catches on, and he has the pyro of all pyro shows. I mean, they really try and make you excited for his entrance. He gets two sets of pyro like Roman.
I love him. I love his entrance. I love him, his intensity. I do. I'm sorry. I like Cody. I know some people hate Cody, and that's great. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes he bothers me with things. But like, dude, Cold Fury at the local Chaotic Wrestling, where, Mercedes went to wrestling school, I went to wrestling school, Kofi Kingston went, Triple H, you name it. But like, they had 380 people or something like that. Me and Connor from whatever he was before he became Dildo, who was on the show. We went there. We had a blast, and Cody came out to that theme, and the whole crowd. It was exciting, and I have it on video. It was so exciting. The guy went on the indies with this great theme and presentation, and, you know what I mean, slowly added to his character of the Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, over the years. Then went to TNA with it, was good, Brandy him, AEW, and now he's in WWE with it. It feels like he's climbed this rungs and rungs of ladder. And someone the other day saying, like, oh, any minute they're going to boo him, and it's like, well, no, dude, it's now been, like, this is now about 7 years. This is going back to like the deletion stuff when he started this. And so it's been about 7 years now of Cody
When he got
Rhodes.
let go, he went on his own like expedition of gold, where he had that list of all the people that he wanted to face, and a lot of the names at that point in time, you were like, how are you going to do that? I mean, that's going to be impressive. And then he did it, and and then eventually
They did turn on him in AEW, I will say, but it's still.
They did, yeah, but that was
AEW's booking. Yep.
They, with Brandy getting, again, not to sound cliche, shoved down
Heels.
your throats, but that was it. Yeah, the heels thing. And Brandy had her moments, Did I say
like
this was
her.
open mic night, bitch? That was still one of my favorite AEW moments and promos, when Jade debuted and Brandy interrupted and went full just kamikaze wife. That was great. Hold my earrings. She went off.
Do it again.
The shoes came off.
Do it in
was great.
WWE, Jake, don't you think? Do it in WWE.
They can do it, and
They're there.
I'm
Let's go.
surprised they haven't gone to that well yet. We'll see, but Brandy, I see her getting involved eventually at some point. I could absolutely see them, bringing her in. But they tried to have you side with her, even though they brought in, what was the MMA coach guy's name? Everybody booed him, and he was trying to be like the Cornette in AEW.
Oh, yeah. I
for a
don't remember his
while.
name now, but yeah.
Yeah, he had the UFC training camp.
He was, Dan something, Dan Campbell
yeah, something around those. Someone in the
he
chat
was
would
good
know
though. I
quick,
liked
couldn't-
him. He was like a what do you like? I don't know, like a.
The first time he came out and he made some great points and
Dan
tore
Lambert.
apart the company. Lambert, there we go. Yeah, thank you. And I knew it was an L, but
It's like if
Brian Austin had it.
Bobby Heenan's at 10, this guy was like, but he was better than like, how Corey Graves had been trying to sort of be the heel commentator, and he would try to like do these little things, but it's like not even close. But at least Dan Lambert felt like the ilk of a Bobby Heenan. He wasn't Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. Yeah, it's like a 6 out of 10 Bobby Heenan, but when Corey would try to do that stuff, he would say it almost like a fake person, so it never was even in the realm of it. So,
no, certainly not.
But
And
I
they
like
also
Corey.
Began saying, they began saying the cornet vernacular at that point. Lambert was pushing those things that Cornet was saying. On his
he was
podcast.
talking through it like.
Yeah, and so he was basically being the messenger, and people were really kind of hitting to that at first. So they wanted to boo Cody even more because they were going with the anti-AEW sentiment, and then from there they had him win some really bizarre feuds, and he tried to solve racism with the Go-Go and his half, mixed race baby, half white, half black, was going to solve racism forever. It was a very weird promo, and he lost a lot of fans with him from then, and then kind of came back and forth, and he kept leaving for these periods of time, and it didn't work. I know what they were going for. They didn't want to turn him heel. They wanted him to be the face, but he couldn't grow at all, and they had that terrible stipulation initially with him, and that thing just really hampered what he could do. They kept him out of the main event scene because they didn't want to make it seem like, well, he's of course going to go for the title. He's an EVP, but no one really felt that way with him, and it was kind of thrown around a little bit.
You know what it reminds me of is when someone would get banned off of this show potentially. And it's like, yeah, that's funny in the moment, but well, now that guy's not on the show anymore. Like when people would try to do that to like, let's do Luke, and like Luke said, if I lose, I'll be banned for 7 months or so. And I was like, well, that's not a good idea. Like, so Cody's saying, I'll never win the title. Well, that's not a good idea because now the possibility of that's out the window. Like that doesn't make sense. Like if you're gonna do that, it's
very limiting, and it was really just not a good thing at all, and
it hindered him. Yep.
I've heard a few people say Cena will be at WrestleMania 40. That would be great. I hope he is there in Philadelphia.
He's got to be there. They got to get. You think they're going to get Hogan? Because remember Hogan's promo at the Rumble? Did you see that?
Yeah,
because it was actually really good. Like the opening video package.
He got some fans back behind him, I think, with that, and it's interesting. I know he certainly wants to be there. Hogan's made many comments recently saying he wants to be involved in Mania. So,
well, that was maybe the sort of re-entry point of his thing. And the other day, 2K just came out.
Keep saying he wants one more match too, Joe.
That's I mean,
that'll forever be a Hogan thing. And if he was Ric Flair, he'd have the match. But
man,
what an embarrassing disaster that was too.
Oh man,
I thought his last match was. Oh my God, I think he died twice in that match.
His match was his last match. Like it's his last match. I thought he did all right for It was like, have you ever seen Old Man Wrestling? Like Flair should start a new wrestling company with just old guys, like old diaper guys. They all
it just scared the crap out of me at some points. You could see him just losing life from it. His essence was draining, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It didn't look like someone who blew up. It looked like somebody who was attempting to keep their soul in their body still.
Yes. He wasn't exhausted. He was dying. Exactly.
And he
was melting.
You weren't here for that, huh?
No, I was not. I was very sad to not be here for that one. That one was a hell of a moment, and FTR and everything they did to build up to be on that show, and so many people there that they could have had these kind of matches with, and then you end up getting what you got. And it wasn't the worst ever because of how silly and absurd it was, so it had some redeeming qualities, but I don't know. I wish Flair, like a lot of people, never came back out of retirement.
Yeah, I mean, Hogan, too, he can come out there, throw 3 punches, kick a guy. Can he drop a leg on someone without breaking his hip? I don't know.
And his spine. He said his spine is so bad from the leg drop from all the years that it just brutalized him. And
I could see Hogan maybe booting somebody and then covering them, but I don't see the leg drop happening. And
yeah, it'd be hard.
Good thing he doesn't do like a, some kind of flip-floppy thing or something, because that's why those people that have those moves, like, you're known for, the thing where you jump up and throw something.
Yeah,
and flip,
RVD, the frog splash.
Yeah, RVD or, anybody like that. It's like Jeff Hardy, like Swanton and stuff. Like, you're screwed when you get older. Like, you won't be able to do that move. So, like, you should be careful. Like Ricochet, you imagine Ricochet coming out when he's like, if he had been a legend, coming out at 60?
Yeah, he's gonna do his
The 450?
back handspring to go ahead and lead to the 450. I don't
Everything.
think so.
Like he's gonna have to
I
learn
mean,
the
you look at
Judas
RVD
effect.
right now and what he's doing.
He looks
and
great.
How he looks fantastic. He's gonna have a big match against Matt Riddle WrestleMania weekend. They're kind of doing their stoner brawl, which is interesting.
That's funny.
And Matt Riddle is going to be doing basically a tournament style match where he's going to be taking on Mustafa Ali here for some local promotion the weekend after that. So interesting with what he's doing right now, kind of all over the place, Matt Riddle. But he was pretty sure he was going to get let go, and he knew he was in a not good place. He said, I kept getting popped for cocaine. I was going to the strip clubs and I would do cocaine and then I would get suspended. So
Matt Riddle said he was doing cocaine in WWE?
Yes. He in his
Oh
recent
my
interviews, he was very honest and candid, and he was like, I would go to the strip club and do some cocaine and then I would fail their wellness test. And
because I wasn't well. That's right.
You knew he was going to get fired. And Hogan had said recently, too, he wishes he didn't do the leg drop. He's like, why couldn't I have had like a rear naked choke or something like that? And,
what? Because it would have sucked, Hogan. That's why.
No doubt about it. But he said it would have saved his body a ton of wear and tear, and how he's lost height and vertebrae from all the impact he did on his spine with the leg drop. And you look at,
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Hardy, I was going to mention there, Jeff, and we talked about it before briefly, but I'm kind of feeling really bad for Sammy Guevara. I watched the incident at hand, and yes, his leg lands on Jeff's head.
Bad timing.
Very bad timing, and an accident. A real accident.
Yeah.
Was not meant to happen, not intentional. But then he picks him up in a few seconds after the ref clears it. He picks him up, gives him his finisher, the GTH, and then he pins him.
I don't think he saw. I don't think he understood that he hurt him. That's the thing, is I don't even think he realizes his feet hit him in the head. So I don't think.
I don't believe he did either.
Right.
I don't think, because they were swearing and yelling at him after the match.
It's the referee's. I honestly, to me, it's the referee's fault. That's
the ref and medical. They could have stopped the match. They saw him get hit like that. Oh, well, you didn't follow concussion protocol. Well, come on now, really?
Yeah, I really do think it's the ref's fault. I don't blame him that much for that. I like Sammy, Guevara for the most part. He's whatever, but he's up and he's another guy. Stop and start. How many AEW guys injured, not injured, back? Stop and start.
Shit bomb.
Here's a donation. Let's play a couple.
Fucking yes, let's go Banana Club. Welcome back, Jake.
Oh.
We fucking miss you, but wait, I thought a couple of months you were jumped and robbed by a couple of gentlemen when you were jogging. I'm so fucking horny. Donation time round bum.
Wow. All that from Broken Lion, Jake.
Broken Lion, we were just, it was a bit of a misunderstanding. I owed them some money. They owed me some drugs. We figured it out. No big deal.
That's right.
All behind us.
Wait till they find out you got $1,000 worth of belts hanging on your wall.
Get his wallet. Get his fucking wallet.
Oh, look at that. Luke just comes in here. Look at that.
Oh,
See?
God.
I didn't invite him yet.
Bullfrog
He just
is
came
a
in.
moron.
Throw him out.
Scissor me, Joe.
What's up, Jake?
Uh-oh.
Missed opportunity right when he showed up on camera. Jake should have done the Rock thing and said finally DeMarco has come back to JCS.
Yes.
If you had to rank 1 through 4 each night of WrestleMania for past 2 years, how would you rank them?
That's a good question. Yeah, because the Stone Cold night was just really excellent. Night 2 of that year with him stunning Vince and the crap they kind of pulled there wasn't great. Pat McAfee, and his match and what they had great moments, and then him losing to Vince.
How about when Vince punted a football into him? That was a little weird.
Yeah, and then to pin McAfee and make him look like a joke after he had this really, really outstanding match,
Nothing's worse than McAfee jumping out of the Rumble as a face.
Yes, because he wants to go ahead and, instead of he took down Mr. A-Town down, no, he's got to go ahead and get away from, what was it, Omos or somebody? Yeah, somebody tall in the match. And it was supposed to be the Lesnar spot, but
Right.
We know what happened there. Vince shit on some girl's head. And
didn't Braun take the Lesnar spot? Is that right?
He went ahead and did most of what they had planned. So, and Braun Breaker did a great job. He's done well since being called up, and he's good on the mic. I mean, he's a Steiner. That's when all there is to it. Like, it's so evidently obvious. Everything about him. It's he is his father's son, and it really shows. But he's an amazing ass athlete, just like his damn parents. It fits. The Steiners are always these incredible freaks, and you look back at some of the tag matches they had, and it's like, oh my God, the things that they would accomplish then. Yeah, no wonder why he can go. So Braun Breaker, I'm excited to see what they do with him. People are wondering if he's going to be the one to take on Gunther. He's not in that six-pack challenge, but you never know if there's still going to be that surprise entrant.
Yeah, I'm going to play some more donos because if we don't play the donations, we may be here until tomorrow. So I'll play these for you. I don't know how long Jake has tonight, so and I don't know how long I have tonight. So we'll get through these because there's more to talk about, and you guys are providing a lot of the content. So thank you for that.
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years.
Seabass, the Beast.
In all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Sup, Joe? I think this Jake guy is too PC. He sounds so damn smart. I hope he isn't easily triggered.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't trigger Jake. Unless
you can. But...
Unless you're... I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Oh. We'll dump out of that. Seabass, thank you for the $3. I appreciate the $3, man. Z Payne, the top dog, though, $107 earlier. That's
you raised a piece of shit.
Strong.
You hear Mark Briscoe got a movie role? He's leading Lack of Tooth Fairy. Anyway, Jake, you look great. If I was Luis Antonio, I'd eat you through a glory hole. Luke has done great job as interim champ, but you're back. Love you, Jake.
Well, he also said...
and then he said, fuck Dork Knight.
Yes.
Done a great job holding the fort down himself.
How have you enjoyed Dork? Me and him found each other because we're Star Trek fans, and I saw him on a guy's stream that I'm big friends with, and I found him fascinating.
Yeah,
and,
certainly. He's I'm looking forward to meeting him, talking one-on-one.
Yeah.
we gotta see how this.
We have a whole crew again.
I know it's been great.
Nobody digs up psychos like me. Okay.
You have always managed to find your ultimate whack pack. That's for sure. You certainly. I mean, from the very early days onward, you always find them.
I can find him anywhere. I can Cronin Crack Pack. We call him the Crack Pack.
The Crack Pack works.
The Crack Pack. And Matt Riddle you can be part of it, Matt. You hate your family. You abandon them all for crack. So you'd be great on this show, Matt Riddle.
I
if
mean,
you're listening.
I would consider myself part of the Crack Pack. People might say no, but I would. I've got my my quirky ways about me. Look at JB. He was certainly unique at times too with his temper.
That's right.
And I mean, there's so many people you go back and think about that have been just part of the show, and my God, you certainly do find the best of them.
I got to tell you, man, it's almost amazing. It's like someone's gifted me with magnetism. Like, here you go. You want some talent? You want some interesting people? Here's some more. Oh, they're leaving again? Here's some more. Oh, your co-host has to go for a bit. Here's another thing. Here's another one. Oh, your donators left. Here's some other ones. Here's some fans. Here's some more. It just keeps coming, bro. It's like
you have said that.
It's a blessed
somehow
life.
Manages to always keep on trucking.
I'll keep going.
The show continues on.
I will keep going, brother, until the wheels fall out, but nothing has ever happened like this. Regeneration X. Jake DeMarco, bro. Like, who would have thought? No one has ever been resurrected on the show before like this. Let me tell you something. 3 years I invited multiple big co-hosts, former of my show. They all said no, and with emphatic no's, by the way. Some of them even told me to fuck myself. Multiple people. But so we've never had a return to the show like Jake DeMarco. It's unbelievable. He has regenerated.
About the regeneration. About to regenerate. It's about the regeneration.
Regeneration X! Jake, yeah!
We about to regenerate. Regeneration.
Truth, the leader of Regeneration X.
Closer to 40 now, Joe. We gotta go ahead and get our glow sticks there.
Get those glow cocks. I mean sticks. All right.
Put your dicks in the air.
I hope we put your dicks in the air. That'd be great. I'm telling you, I sent it to Road Dogg. Road Dogg, I got a theme. I got everything going for Regeneration X. It'd be so good. And dude,
we're ready.
Can you imagine the X's, like the red lightning bolts shoot down and go, and then it's like charged everywhere, and they come out, and it's like you're revitalizing it, and it's fun. I'm down. Dude, see, I like ridiculous stuff, Jake. I'm into the ridiculous now. I'm so bored with everything. This is why I love the Tony Storm stuff, because I just want off the wall weirdo people characters at this point. Like I'm just crazy. Like, and I feel that way.
Back to the early 90s. We need Repo Men, and yeah, we need some craziness, because everybody's been just this, NXT for a long time just had athletes and kind of lost its way the last few years. They kind of started to bring in some more characters, but now we're starting to see a few changes. But I get what you're saying. Absolutely. We need that zany, that wacky, We need the Rosebuds. Where's Adam Rose when we need him?
I was thinking about that the other day because I was friends with him in real life, and I haven't figured out where he went. I don't know what happened to him on Facebook. We were real friends, and like I would chime in with him, and he was really sweet, a really nice guy to me, and he would even text me like, "Are you okay?" and stuff like that. Back in the day when it's funny, when I was doing not so well, I used to complain on Facebook, and this guy would text me. And then, like, we started doing
he
awesome.
was genuinely very caring.
He was great. I really liked him. But I don't know what happened. And his kid had a disability thing or the medical stuff, and it was very sad. And I'm always like, I hope he's okay, because he seems like a good guy. Except for that time he made that phone call, which, I mean, that happens to Milan Lucic from the Bruins. And now...
Or didn't he stop the phone call?
That's right.
Have decided to
he was intercepting the phone call. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
And to fund my show, to
Big
fund
Matt.
what I do, to fund what I believe in,
$30.
Fund my godly ass. JCS Army, donate to me. Acknowledge me.
So, it's Big Matt, motherfucker.
Don't forget about the brand new $24 Jake donation. Jake is back. What up, Big Matt?
Jake, this is for you.
Woo.
I've missed you here, and I'll admit I stopped watching wrestling reviews here after you left.
Oh.
You were the best captain ever to steer Joe's crazy ship. Hope to see a lot more of you. Love you, man.
Thank you, Big Matt. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
that
Matt. I'm
going
to kill myself tonight.
You raised a piece of shit.
Welcome back, the real JD. I acknowledge Jake DeMarco. I have a special Woman Botch Wednesday for the DeMarco and Cronin Nation featuring John Laurinaitis and his stepdaughters.
Oh
Enjoy.
my God. And his stepdaughters. Oh my God.
How do you
Botch
think
Club.
the Bellas feel about old Johnny Ace?
I can't even. I mean, do you think he's like bullshitting them or something so that they don't even believe it's real? Like, he's got to
be. Botch Club knows. I mean, he's got to be feeling it.
He's
got to be lying to them, gaslighting them something, because they said that they were behind him, and he was just as much a victim.
It's our favorite Brie botch where she dives out the ropes and lands on the
Brie
crotch.
mode.
Brie mode. I'm afraid to show that one. I might get clipped.
I still can't get over that they took her being drunk and turned it into a gimmick. Brie mode was her just being a drunk, annoying white chick. That's all it was. She said that when she got really drunk, she would be super annoying, and it was Brie mode. And they, for some reason, that got popular, and they turned it into her whole just entire character. That's all she was.
Guys, you got to go follow Botch Club on Instagram. I can't even show you some of the clips because I'm afraid of copyright on YouTube, but he has some of the best clips you will ever see. Funniest clips. You will wake up every day taking a shit in the morning, scrolling through your Instagram, laughing your ass off, or your TikTok if you're still on the Chinese Spy app, and you will be laughing your asses off at the one and only, followed by many of the wrestlers, 60,000 followers. When he started doing Botch Club, he had like 5,000 followers when he used to talk to me on the show and promote the show on this show. He now has 60,000 followers. He's got faster growth than JCS and bigger reach at this point than me. And it started with a dream, Jake. And Botch Club, 60,000 followers. Congratulations to Botch Club on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
There you go. That's what you get for that. You get crystal jizzing. Also, someone sent me this. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard this before, but take a listen to this. It's very interesting.
I'll tell you what in the butt? What in the butt?
I like getting my hair pulled. Yeah, you right. I like to get my butt skis hairs pulled because they get real long enough. You could braid them, little bitty braids, but they're there. They're there. You just got to spread the cheeks a little bit, and the hair's pretty long. It's pretty long. Not as long as pussy hairs, but almost as long as the head hairs.
That's what you told me.
And then just
I'll tell you what in the butt?
So I just want you guys
what in the butt?
I like getting my
listen one more time to what she says about her butthole hairs that she has, apparently. And so
she's not talking about bleaching, shaving, nothing. She's just saying she wants to braid them.
All I know is this. I've seen my wife all the way around everywhere, and none of this exists on her whatsoever. But
absolutely not.
I know it does
not
exist.
Hair down there to be found.
Nothing there, but this is an admission that's real.
My hair pulled. Yeah, you right. I like to get my butt skis hairs pulled. They get real long enough. You could braid them, little bitty braids, but they're there.
Little bitty braids.
I see that.
That's the truth bomb right there. That's what makes it true. That little nugget of info.
I throw up on her. I see that.
I said nugget.
Even if I see guys' ass hair like that, I would throw up too. My friend once he mooned me, and I went, oh. And I couldn't.
No one wants to see.
I don't want to see that.
A black asshole, it's just filled with air.
No, well,
you just got to spread the cheeks a little bit, and the hair's pretty long. It's pretty long. Not as long as pussy hairs.
See, now that's what's really troubling. Now, is she saying this to entice Tommy and excite him, or to repulse him and make him not want her anymore?
That's what it is. She's trying to make him disgusted so he won't try to molest her anymore.
That sick son of a bitch is getting so turned on. You can see the chub growing in his pants when she says it.
Right. Now, you've heard Tommy back on the show recently. How have you?
I was shocked.
Can you believe it?
I could not. I honestly did not see that return coming.
He's almost better than ever. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. But anyway, the whole point of it, Botch Club, subscribe to them, guys, because they're that good. Oh, like an idiot, I just closed out of Streamlabs. I hope it doesn't fuck up the plate. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to keep playing them. We got a lot to go through here. Oh, my God, another OG, Axel Bonilla. And the Monetize This champion has joined us. Although there he is. So on deck is the Monetize This champion. Luke Rojas is here on the night of Jake DeMarco's return. He's trying to crash the party. Look at this. Unbelievable. It could be worse on the floor. My fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. Fecal matters on the floor. But it's okay, I am a horse. It's okay, I am a horse. My fecal matters on the floor. It's on the floor. Excel, what do you got, baby?
First off, welcome back, Jake. Have you heard what Ryback said about Paul Heyman Hall of Fame induction? He's always bitter just to get relevant. I don't think Ryback himself will be inducted.
Okay, I didn't hear Ryback's comments on Heyman, but apparently he's pissed. So he hates Heyman too.
I didn't catch that yet, but it doesn't surprise me. Who does he not hate?
Yeah, he's just burying Heyman the same way he buried Vince, to be honest. But he also buries Triple H. I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken, I think he buried Tony Khan too. I mean, I can't say Ryback reminds me of me a little bit, but like he still has a chance to wrestle somewhere. So I feel like what's really going on is nobody wants Ryback. It's not that he's injured. Nobody wants him at all. And he's finally, the further away from wrestling he gets, the more he goes, fuck it, I'm going to talk shit about everybody. I don't know if that's true, but it just feels that way to me. I don't know, man.
I think you're onto something because he's had no offers, no attempts. I mean, nothing. Not even a local Fed have we heard reach out to him or offer him anything. Nothing.
Well, he also wants too much money. I mean, we know that he allegedly wanted over $2,000 from me to be on this show, and then he said he didn't.
There's not even interest, though. It's not even like, oh, well, we'll negotiate with you. You want that much, but there's no one even offering to even want to have him there. Never mind. I wonder if there could be any interest with him making a comeback. I doubt it.
Well, according to the big rich mogul sales guy, Grant Cardone, no interest is a level of interest. So, I mean, you never know.
Shit bomb.
But
Don't be sad for his Pax dog. He found soulmate in Melly.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Pico Boulevard. Well, I think X-Pac did get a new dog a while back, actually. So I'm happy for, in all seriousness, happy for Sean Waltman and X-Pac. I'm glad he got another dog, and it must have hurt like hell, bro, because that dog, not only was a dog, but was caring for him, essentially, his emotional state and everything. I make a lot of jokes about it, but in all seriousness, it's very sad. And, like, for real, like, that's
heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
Don't mind
What's
if
not
I
sad?
do.
Ryback's comments. I'll tell you these after. You're going to die.
It's a whole new game. Duncachino.
Matt Cologne, how you doing, Matty Poo?
Say hello to my
Chocolate blend.
Let's go, Jake.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jake. Look at that. Matt Cologne is here. That donation came in 2 hours ago. So that's how far back we are. You guys are insane tonight.
You guys are nuts. The support is out of this world and out of nowhere. And Ryback is not happy. You were right. He's calling him Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin. He said, I just want to say congratulations to the pie-stuffing fudgical pop shit stain. Whitey-tighty wearing sloth of a human being. Paul has made a great career for himself being a lazy, lying, cheating, shortcut-taking, manipulative, horrible human being and is actually a great fit for the WWE Hall of Fame.
Wow. Well, you must be talking about not paying certain people, maybe.
He said this whole thing seems very rushed and it just makes you wonder, with everything going on with WWE and Vince McMahon's lawsuit and with Brock Lesnar's involvement, it just makes you think, doesn't it? And Paul, just so you know that the big guy Ryback thinks you're a grade A piece of shit and you're not nearly as good on the microphone as they think you are.
I'm gonna leave this briefcase right here. I'm gonna leave this briefcase
Allison
right
Tuckwab.
Oh shit.
Coming in with the 1999. Will it be wrestling related? We'll find out in a second. The Monetize This champion also standing by.
Run, you fat bitch. Run, you fat bitch. Run, you fat bitch. Run, you fat bitch. Run, you fucking fat bitch. Don't you think I'm a fucking terrorist? Run, you fat bitch.
Your tracks today.
Yeah.
Never run so hard in all your damn life.
Come on, motherfucker, come on.
Run, you fat bitch.
Did you hear about Aaron Rodgers retiring after injury? I blame the player for that landing on him. Jordan Love gets around his age, he better not go to the Jets as he probably seen what happened.
Allison's first donation, and of course it's about football and it's about Aaron Rodgers. Wait a minute.
Hell yeah.
Are you telling me that Aaron Rodgers has now decided to retire? Does anybody know if that's true? Is that what she's?
Let's see. I mean, I've heard rumors, but
Look at Rojas. He's laughing his ass off. Is your mic broken?
Oh no, poor Allison.
All right. Well, Rojas, you got a question for? We got to get back to the donations, but you got a question for Jake here while you're the monetizes champion. What is your question for Jake? Look at that belt. How sweet is that? That's real gold on that.
That thing is gorgeous.
Sith Negan. Special.
Looks familiar, but it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's a beautiful title, and you know what? Look what it says right here. What does that say, bud? Well, it's actually reversed, so you can't really read it.
Oh, I can see. I can speak. It says co-host. You're not backwards.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. Just remember that, so you can keep being like, "Ooh, he's the champion." Wink, wink. No, there is no wink, wink. Like, I'm the champion. All right, just to let you know that. But also, I wanted to ask you, who do you think? Because I think you were gone before Triple H even took over the creative. Who do you think, or like, what do you think has improved the most since Triple H took over in 2022?
Honestly, week to week interest. People were really down on wanting to tune in, and ratings may not be perfect, but certainly, I mean, the interest is there. People are talking about it. People are wanting to tune in again. There's that buzz that hasn't been around since the Attitude Era, really, and it's happened a few times since. But I feel like that momentum we had kind of around the Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30, that whole dramatic buzz, that's kind of what they got again. And Triple H has done really good giving everybody kind of something to do again. He's really worked hard on telling a good story for each person. It's not just Roman Reigns with the only story. A lot of people are doing things, and it shows. As where before, it was, only the main guy, and we kind of had mid-card things thrown together. Now we have less of, Chad Gable facing whoever this week just because, and now it's, he wants to go ahead and accomplish something, and they're going to train somebody, and they're going to be, there's been stories for a lot of people, and I feel like that's kind of been the best addition.
I would agree. I would agree with that, where it's things that actually happen. There's more substance.
Absolutely.
I still think Triple H could improve with his booking, and I always thought that I feel like him and Road Dogg should kind of book shows together, and maybe even HBK, and like have all those minds work at the head of creative, because Road Dogg, when he ran SmackDown, I know it wasn't all him. He also had a few NXT writers help him with creative, but I mean, SmackDown 2016, 2017 was just really, really fucking solid, and I mean, it was called the Land of Opportunity, which was just a catchphrase they were trying to, come up with at the time. But it really did feel like so many guys who wouldn't get this opportunity if they were on Raw, or if this was WWE in 2015 like the year prior, feels like they're getting all these opportunities now. And one of those big things that accompanied to that was Talking Smack, and I would really like to see if that made a return. And I think that would benefit a lot of the wrestlers now, especially guys who's like cut more like off the wall, fucking just off script promos instead of, well, you might like to do this, but I like to do that, and not a champions, I'm gonna do this, and they got to get their fucking catchphrases out. What did you think of the catchphrase spamming promo between Rhea and Becky?
I didn't mind it. I felt like they were essentially, they had things they wanted to get done and what they wanted to say, and I didn't mind it, really. Mommy's always on top. That's over right now, and they both kind of just said what they had to say. I mean, it seemed a little...
I think it's too much
rehearsed.
spamming. I think it's too much spamming of the catchphrases, but I do like the catchphrases, though, Jake. But
it felt a little rehearsed at times, but it still was good. It got me into the feud, and there's still kind of the few what ifs going on. So we got to see what happens going forward. You've got a few other people that might vie for the title, so it's interesting.
Also, what's your opinion on the whole Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Rock versus Roman Reigns thing? Do you think that that's kind of overshadowing like the main event of night 2?
No, I think that they're hopefully gonna build up the title matches on night 2 enough that night 1 only accents that and accentuates, adds to those. I think that that's really what's going to be the X factor of those things, because now you got Seth wrestling the night before. He's already injured. Is he going to be able to face Drew? Now, can Drew really, benefit from this? His character has been okay with benefiting from some not so great things recently and kind of showing that heelish side of him. So would he benefit from Seth being attacked or injured by the Bloodline the night before? That kind of adds a bit more of a compelling narrative to it. And on top of it, now we have to know what happens night 1 to see what the stipulation is for Cody's match night 2. I don't think it overshadows it at all. I think it's really adding to it, and this was kind of the best outcome they could get. I know they kind of originally wanted, the Roman and Rock match, but this certainly feels better at this point in time. And then the Rock could always turn on Roman or vice versa down the road. So it gives you something else to look forward to.
Let me go ahead, Luke. Let me hit up the donations again, but go ahead. One more, Luke. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that, and I agree with a lot of what you said. Personally, I'm not a fan of Seth being involved with this. I feel like this should be Cody's thing. And Drew pointing that out in the promo that he cut, where it's like, why do you always got to get involved with everything? And, I know that's a part of the storyline, but it does kind of feel like, it does feel to me that I don't really want him to be involved with this, because when he cuts promos, it's sort of, sometimes he can cut a really good promo, but just like I said on the Raw show, he just tries to get these one-liners in, and it fails really badly, and you just cringe at that one particular thing. Then he's dressed up like a highlighter, and you're trying to take him seriously in this feud with Roman and Rock and Cody, and like Cody, Roman, and Rock all feel like they are on a completely different level of like superstardom right now, next to Seth, and then Seth's just there. So I don't. That's one of my complaints, and I also don't want like the main event to be a big stipulation heavy, like 100,000 interferences and super overbooked. I think it would have been just better if you just had Cody and Roman as the match itself,
just
and
one-on-one.
Well, then you got to get rid of The Rock and everything else, and so that's why they got to have Seth.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the baby faces are going to lose night 1.
Yeah. Maybe.
It very well could happen. I could see, they want that anything goes night 2 stipulation. So certainly, I'd prefer it be just the one-on-one scenario, but that adds more drama to it and interference, and we have to see where everybody fits in.
Let me play some donos, because we got a lot. We got to be honest, there's a lot of donos.
Chat party.
And we're really behind. Robbie Hyde.
Great to see you guys back together. You both gave me huge inspiration to start my own channel.
Aw.
Glad to see you're doing well, Jake.
And by the way,
Thank you, Robbie.
Robbie Hyde's baseball channel is doing very well. Like, this guy's crushing it on YouTube. As far as baseball goes, like, he's very good. Like, he says we're an inspiration or something like that, but let me tell you something.
At the time of recording this video,
shit bomb. His shit feels so legit.
My Streamlab will play eventually, but just had to say, hearing our brother Jake's voice again is like chicken soup for the soul.
Aw.
F you, Joan Raw.
Thank you so much, Haskell, and we got your donation earlier too, man. Thank you for a couple of them. Jake's
Hell yeah, Robbie Hyde, 38,000 subscribers. That's awesome.
38,000. Robbie Hyde's channel is growing more than mine. He's doing baseball. He's got the certification. I don't even have that. He's got a checkbox on his thing right there, Robbie Hyde.
Plenty of big
if you guys like baseball, look at
At
this.
the time of recording this video, plenty of big free agents still remain on the board, like Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, Matt Chapman, and JD Martinez. What's the common denominator between all 5? Well, that would be one of the most well-known sports agents in
Go watch his videos. He's so good. He's been a listener for a long time, a friend for a while. And yes, now when he puts up videos, dude, he gets an average of about 5,000 views a video. An average. He gets, like, bro, he's crushing baseball talk. So
hell yeah,
Robbie Hyde. He's
Good
also
evening, everybody. How you doing?
He's a Red Sox fan.
Welcome
to another episode of the Barreled Up Podcast. Jim, it's been a
He's got other people on with him now. I mean, dude, he's rolling right now, Jake. We're like, I don't.
That looks like a legit show that like would be on Pat McAfee's channel. Or
Yes,
something.
yeah. He could go on ESPN. That's the thing about Robbie Hyde that we got to say. Like when you come on my show, it's like I remember when I first started my show, I tried to make it look like it was like a real. People were like, I feel like it's a real show, or whatever. Now I don't really do that. It just looks like I'm in my basement doing a YouTube show, or whatever. But so Robbie Hyde, though, that editing, production, he's got the voice. Love the guy. Thank you, Robbie Hyde. You're the man. Go sub him.
He's got his Jake in a form of Jim. So,
yes, he's got Jim DeMarco.
That's right.
Chief Wahoo. Earlier, Chief Wahoo donated 10 subs or gifted 10 subs. And I'm just going to read them off now because they're going to pop up throughout this and we'll lower the volume because they'll just keep going off. But Chief Wahoo has gifted over 50 subs this month alone and now more. Brian Austin.
Madman.
No, he is Madman on the membership donos. Brian Austin, Alfredo Flores, Chris, what the heck? Moki Z, Sam Baxter, 732, Johnny B, Muso 77, and Josh B, and Tony Ace all received memberships courtesy of Chief Wahoo. Fucking 10 memberships, Chief Wahoo. Thank you so much. And that was an hour and a half ago. So we're starting to catch up to real time. So there'll be a couple more alerts to go off. And while they go off really quickly, thank you. Jake, one more thing, too. Well, there's a lot of things, actually, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't see Aaron Rodgers retiring either. So
no, Aaron
no
Rodgers.
News about that.
He's not retiring, Allison. So, Allison, you can rest assured.
He's good. He's still competing.
One more year to fail on the Jets, like everybody will fail next year.
At least.
I would love Bill Parcells to fall down the stairs at the Jets Stadium and then,
just see him tumble.
Just fall and just hit his face.
Well, you want him to fall quite far, but then get up and be like, I'm okay. And then he falls again. That's where he breaks his neck.
Yeah, like Leslie Nielsen's Naked Gun, except for now it's somebody else playing him. Who's his, somebody you wouldn't expect is playing Frank Drebin. It's Liam Neeson is playing the new...
I thought that was a joke when I heard it.
It's not. It's not a joke.
Yeah, it's like, the reboot with Liam Neeson for 2025. And I'm like, what?
Did they think they thought he was Leslie Nielsen, so they picked him. Liam Neeson.
They're like, we got to get him.
It's very weird. I don't know how has he ever done a comedy? I mean, I remember he was in that Steve Martin movie, but he played a serious boyfriend cop character. Like, that was in 89 or something.
Yeah, and a few of the comedies he's been in have just been like, quick jokes about him being the Taken guy. So, I don't know.
And he is the Taken guy, so that's weird too. It's like, so you're like...
He has a particular set of skills, not quite required for comedy. I don't know. We'll see how that works. That's odd, though.
That's an odd casting.
Then we have another Ghostbusters movie coming out. See, I wasn't crazy about the one that Afterlife, was it? That just came out?
Yeah, I liked it because it made me cry and whatever. But
see, I thought that was so heavy-handed. I know what they were going for, but
it's different.
Jake, I feel you so much. Jake. I thought I was the only one. Everybody else was like, I cried. Fucking butterflies here. I fucking couldn't stand that movie. It was so boring. Most of it was boring, and then when the few funny moments that happened in it, some of them are really cringe. That were like when he was like the guy, they were at the police station, and he's like, okay, let me give you this phone. You get one free phone call, and then they're like, okay, and he's like, who you gonna call? And then they called Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was so fucking cringe. Then the entire third act is just the third act to Ghostbusters. For some reason, to do a Ghostbusters movie, you just have to do the same thing. They did Ghostbusters 1. They did Ghostbusters 1. Then Ghostbusters 2 is basically Ghostbusters 1. And then Ghostbusters 2016 is a reboot. Then Ghostbusters Afterlife is a soft reboot that redoes the third act of the first one. So now the new one, is it going to just be Ghostbusters? Oh, they got to fight a big guy at the end to save somebody from the fucking Marshmallow Man? Like,
That's everything now, though. That's all movies and media. They've kind of just.
I'm just glad it's not fully woke, crazy, terrible. Like, it's not. All right, it's not the same tone, and it is a big member berries in your face thing. But I'll just I'll take it compared to because it's not but it's not the original Ghostbusters. It's not. Those movies are 7, 8s, and 9s and 10s. Afterlife to me is like a 7 or maybe just a 7. It's like a barely makes a 7, and that's enough for me to be like I had fun seeing that. It's not on the lore of the original Ghostbusters, but it also reminds me of the cartoon a lot. And so if you think about it like it's the cartoon movie, it really gives me good feelings from the cartoon because
I can get that.
But it's not the tone of those. It's
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. Never in all that time.
Mustafa donated. Look at that.
Until last Sunday.
These people are nuts. They can't get on when Jake's on. But look. If you guys are on, we'll never go to bed.
I don't have $500, but just wanted to say to Jake, I've missed you, my brother. I'm happy to say I'll be heading to WrestleMania 40.
Oh,
I'll be reporting
so
G-Live
excited.
for the Joe Cronin show. The fact you still had time to do charity work while ill is amazing.
We love you, Rastava. Can you imagine that we're going to have a guy on the ground, Jake? He's going to be there.
I know. I saw him say that in chat before, and I'm so excited he's going to get to be there. I mean, hell of a thing to be at, too. And now Paul Heyman's been announced for WrestleMania 40. Hell yeah.
One of my favorite out-of-nowhere moments was when I called into you guys and told you how weird Lars Sullivan was in real life. Then after that all the other stuff came out about him doing gay porn. Funny how Vince held on to him so long.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he probably blew Vince. Who knows what he
sounded
did.
like another freaking. Oh God! It just.
Imagine Robbie Hyde clanging and banging in the gym with Lars Sullivan. That's crazy. Oh, Bull Nakano is in the Hall of Fame. Paul Heyman's in the Hall of Fame. Robbie Hyde, thank you. And
Super Chat.
It's going to be mostly dead people. Ed's View from Japan.
Welcome back, Jade. Banana.
Hell yeah.
Nervous sweat. Tongue. Gurgle, gurgle, yeah.
Gurgle, gurgle,
Ed's View. Thank you. 500 yen, baby. 500 yen,
Yeah,
baby.
Lars Sullivan was just a rip-off Jesse Ventura, He wanted to be the governor.
I'll be the governor. Here's the other thing. I'll kill a man in Mexico. That's what I'll do. By the way,
the new Jake donation, $24.
Guess who's back? Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down, and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back. Yeah, stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy, sexy.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
You gotta stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
Stay sexy.
Stay sexy.
Jake is back.
Stay sexy.
Oh, huge boner 69 dropping the new $24 Jake donation. He's back. Stay sexy donation. People are going to love this one, Jake, I think. I really do. I like it. I think there's a lot of love for that new donation. Thank you, huge boner.
That is going to stay in my head forever.
I want it to just keep. I want to play that in the car.
Stay sexy.
Stay sexy. Like, what are you doing, man? The best part is in that clip when it cuts to the girl sucking a banana. Oh, here we go again. Oh my God.
Guess who's back? Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down, and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back.
Blown in.
Yeah, stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy. So
You gotta
sexy.
stay sexy.
Sexy, sex me.
Stay sexy.
So sexy.
Jake is back.
go.
Welcome back, Jake. Bark, bark. Stay healthy. The community loves you. Finish your story in the community.
Oh.
Take back the belt.
Oh my God, Blonin wants you to take back the belt, Jake. Yeah,
He knows.
Blonin, you gotta come up with $500 then, Blonin, for
We gotta see
$450.
what the future holds.
You know what? I think 500 is a little too low, in my opinion, because, and this isn't to you, Jake. I'm not saying it. If someone wants to donate 500 to get Jake in, go ahead. But
Oh,
Somebody sounding scared.
Look at that. Cut off, you cocksucker. Looking like Jungle Jack Perry in that basement that looks like it's about to fall apart. Oh my God, Allison! Scissor me, Allison Tuckwab! Oh.
Did you hear about A-Rod retiring and hanging it up from NFL? There was a documentary, this guy talking with Aaron. I didn't get to finish it all.
you know what?
I didn't
though?
get to finish it.
I'm kind of glad he's retiring because now I'll never have to hear his name again. Like, she'll never bring him up anymore. Well, no, she'll bring him up for the next, 2 weeks. Can you believe he's retiring?
No, we'll get
And then
we'll get a year of Allison being like, "Did you hear A-Rod or he may be coming back. Aaron Rodgers could come out of retirement." Oh my God, Allison, thank you. We love you, Allison.
I was looking at the pillars in your basement. You know, there's no pillars in AEW now. They're all injured or they're going to climb Mount Everest. You know?
Yeah, the guy that the mid card guy they've been building up for 4 years, who's been one of their best characters that's tied to them, right? A character that's tied to them, Darby Allin, could die on Mount Everest next week. Then you can't make up. This company has Tony Khan is gonna want to kill himself, bro. And also before that, when Ric Flair joined the company, first week he disparaged the whole thing. He disparaged the company. I feel like this is what I used to go through on my show. I'd be like, why are you saying that? The show sucks. Remember, Jake left, Fish Lips left, and then Leah said she didn't want to be on the show, and I was like, oh my God, let's just bury everything I do.
Let's not destroy the show.
What are we doing? And we lost thousands of viewers, and then Leah was like, why don't we have money? Why do you have to go back to a second job now, Joe? So Tony Khan has got to be wondering the same thing. What the fuck? Everybody hates me. Everybody I hire hates me and leaves me. And now the one guy we've been building up who's still here after Sting retires, he's going to kill himself on Mount Everest next week. Fucking
and they had
great.
Sting put over no one.
Right.
Throughout all of that, Sting never built a new guy or anybody. And now they don't even get to have Darby get a new partner and continue on with the tag title run, and they just give up the belts. They vacate them.
Darby should go, him going to Everest, they should really treat it as if, he's going to die. And then everybody says goodbye to him.
Yeah.
And then, it comes out, Darby never returned after his trip with Everest. It's been weeks. So they keep it up for months and months, and we have no outside contact from fucking Darby still. And then just Darby shows up. He's all shredded with the beard, like Rocky IV. He's been training in the mountains, and now he's like, oh my God, he returned from the dead. Nobody thought he was alive.
The Young Bucks should have had Sting's last match on Everest. Then I would have been impressed.
Everest, yeah, he comes back and he's insane. I got stuck on Everest, but I found my way back. do something with it, because that is an interesting storyline. Hey, this guy's going to Everest. He's probably gonna die. Everybody's already accepted that Darby is not gonna be living very long.
Exactly. They should have had that match, building up to something, and now they just vacate the titles. And all right, Sting got a good send off, but. Now what? Look to the future. What did you get out of it? You got the one-time buy rate, and that's it.
Well, and I'm thinking about that glass spot, and I saw a few people being like, well, all the people are saying that's stupid. I mean, you didn't say that about Mick Foley when he did the cell spot. But the thing with the cell spots, anytime he got thrown off the cell, or did a big spot, that was usually what the match was centered around. Like, holy shit, he just got thrown off the fucking cell, and the whole match was basically the aftermath of that. Darby does this spot that really didn't need to be done. But what did it accomplish? That he was out of commission for a lot of the match? I mean, you could have done that with anything. You could have done that with him getting thrown through a table, him going through like a ladder, but instead they did this insane, ludicrous spot that could have fucking easily killed him for really a nothing point in the match. And again, this is supposed to be Sting's last match, and we're focusing
all anyone's talked about is Darby. I said this earlier, like in the show.
Sting's last match, Darby's jumping, but Darby's jumping through the table. It looks like he's jumping through the table. It didn't look like he was trying to injure or take out one of the Young Bucks, because they were off the table basically before he fully jumped. They were removed from the glass. So why still jump?
But it's like the only thing that anyone saw after, and if he didn't do that, if there's no glass,
because it's so crazy. Of course, it's going to go viral. The blood that immediately shows up on his back from all the 1,000 little cuts that he got, and yeah, it's a horrific car crash moment. But that's all it is.
Even Sting had to say it in the press conference. He's like, "Hey man, like the old guy did some stuff too." Like Sting said that in the press conference, because all people were talking about was this, like, oh, Darby's crazy, and even Sting had to put himself up and say, well, hey man, let's not forget the old guy did some stuff out there too. It was like yikes, bro.
The Undertaker wanted to kill Mick Foley. He literally took Mankind, grabbed him by the ass crack, and belayed him off the top of the cage through the announce table. Like, he wanted to end him. That's how evil the Undertaker was. We were kicking into the Attitude Era really hard at that point. We're about to make everything take off, and here we go. That match had a purpose. The spots meant something. It was never done before. We've seen people go through glass, and yeah, it was a high ladder, but again, it was just a stunt. Like, there wasn't rhyme or reason to it, exactly as you said.
Other than to take away from Sting's moment. Let's go back to the donos.
Welcome
Lewis.
back, Jake. Question for you: how you see Mercedes Inu and Jade in WWE? Glad that you back.
How you see Mercedes in AEW and Jade in WWE? Okay, I see what he's saying. Louis Ordinetta, thank you.
Jade, I think she's going to have a match against Nia Jax. It kind of seemed like that's where they're going with the the Rumble and everything, but we'll see what happens. I thought she was going to be at Mania, and then, as far as AEW goes, I hope that Mercedes can be a bit of a difference maker. I mean, it sucks. She got injured pretty much right away against, Willow. She, broke her ankle, and then that was it for a while. So now she's back, and hopefully she could be that difference maker for the women's division. They have to change some of their booking, though. And
I can't.
don't
Why
know if they're going to do that.
They've just buried Britt Baker, who was like the hottest thing at a point. Like, I just think there's so much. It's just Tony Storm in AEW.
They keep bringing people in, and then they just like you said, you bury them and you do nothing with them. And you got Deonna Purrazzo, you're gonna do, and then nothing. It's like, all right, you can have a good match, but then what?
It's like you bring in these I'm gonna bring in a really famous, salesman person, and the whole company is gonna be like, wow, the most famous salesman ever is here. Okay, now that you've been here a week in the office, go down and work on the assembly line like everybody else. That's what, and then we forget they're there. They keep doing that repetitively over and over again.
Shit bum.
WWE wants SLY Stallone at WM since it's in Philly. Maybe SLY comes out, Waller comes out to go after him. And we get Rocky and Thunder Lips reunion.
Maybe I'll come out there to the Rocky theme, and maybe I'll fuck someone up and eat a Philly cheesesteak. I don't know.
I'm just trying to hey, why did the guy hit so hard?
Hey, you guys.
That's every Philly fan right there. It's too bad that what's his face just died. We could have had Apollo and Rocky stand in the ring, and have an arm wrestling match. That would have been great. That can't happen. Haskell, thank you, bro. Yeah, would you? I mean, I'd say we got to get him. We got to get him at WrestleMania. Dude, you want everybody you can at WrestleMania 40? Like, come on, get everybody. Bring Cena, bring all the pedophiles in Hollywood. Oh my God!
Holy shit! Yeah,
another bomb.
We plan the spot all
exploding. It's, oh my God, it's
Allison Tuckwa.
Let's go.
Suspend them for 2 weeks after your show.
Suspend them for 2 weeks after your show? Wait a minute, suspend who?
We were talking about 2 hours ago. What, the Hardys?
Oh.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Allison, what? Man, bless her heart. I don't know what. Suspend who?
I don't know. I love Allison Tuckwa, but I mean, let's be honest. Half the shit she says is absolute nonsense. But
well, you'll be the one suspended. She's talking about you, Luke.
She wants you gone.
Is she talking about me?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Thank you, Allison. I really appreciate it. And Luke, I'm gonna let you go, bro, so we can wrap it up. You got any last words to say to Jake?
Yeah, Jake. I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the anomaly that's known as Dork Night?
Like I said, I'm excited to meet him. You know, I'm looking forward to chatting to him, and it's certainly been.
He's in rehab right now, so he's busy throwing up. This is him right now, Jake. Would you like another pillowcase? And he's sweating and he has a fever. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah, he's just dying slowly.
Dork Night, you feel bad right now. Just think about how you're gonna feel. Monetize this $450. When I go head to head against all comers. I mean, I'm facing Dork. I'm facing Jay Menace. I'm facing Joe Cronin. I'm facing Nerdy if he cashes in. And I might be facing Jake DeMarco. I say, why don't we do this on Monetize This, Joe? We do a last chance opportunity to get in to monetize this. Because I think just donating $500 for anybody, I feel like that's I don't know. It limits the grandiose opportunity.
Well, talk to me off the air. God damn it, Luke. Jesus Christ. I'm going to mute you because I can't deal with this right now. All right.
We'll see what happens. Oh, my God.
What the fucking Christ?
I want to know. You know, there's a lot of people that want this belt. So, Luke, you know to watch your back.
That's right. I just muted the fucking champ. I just muted the champion. Look how stupid he looks now, just standing there like, oh, man, Joe's mad. I'm the champ. That's what happens, brother. I wasn't going to bring anybody on the show tonight for this reason because it would just go too long. We can't do it. I'm sorry to everybody who wants to come on. Even Mustafa wanted to be on earlier. It's nothing against you guys. It's just me and Jake. We could go 5 hours. And so I'm going to keep going with me and Jake and come back on Saturday night. Monetize This, I'm sure. I don't know if Jake will be here Saturday night, but, you'll get on with Jake. Don't worry. He'll be back. He's coming weekly almost.
Absolutely. I'll be back more and we'll be live again. We'll be doing some Patreon stuff. I'll be here more frequently, and we'll be kicking it off.
It'll be unbelievable. But Luke got some words in. Garguts is now on the call, just looking like an idiot because he's not going to get on here, and he's realizing that, and he's like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Fuck.
Garguts looking sexy as ever.
Look at that. He's muted right now. I didn't even know that was him. I didn't know who that was. I just muted them, but it's Garguts. I'm sorry, Garguts. How are you, brother? Allison Tuckwa dropping $9.99 again. Call this Garguts Sad Last Days. That's what we'll call this.
I was there when they won the tag titles, and then they had the worst follow-up ever.
I guess me and you missed the Scissor Me party.
Yeah,
I mean,
we did. Again, that was so over, and Tony killed it.
Tony killed it, yeah.
Yes, A-Rod retired and not playing for the Jets. He hung it up before the season could even start.
Allison
got injured.
A-Rod plays. Doesn't A-Rod? Aaron Rodgers? Oh, I thought you were talking about A-Rod, the baseball player. Alex Rodriguez, I thought you were talking about. You're talking about, okay, Aaron Rodgers retired for the Jets. I got what I'm stupid. See, I'm the stupid
he
one.
Still didn't retire.
Yes, you're right.
And look at his look. How he looks. Look at his
his look, how he looks. Look at his look, he looks like a crook. Look at him, look like he look. Look at his look that he looks. Look, he looks like a crook. I'm coming for you, crook in the nook. I'm coming for you, I look like a crook.
And look at his look! How he looks!
Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, you getting shook. Look at his look, you getting shook. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, he looks like a crook. Look at his look, you getting kinda shook. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, you get shook.
Jake, welcome back. It's been very long. AEW has the best roster but won't be booked as well because Tony sucks at creating stories and characters.
Well, there you go. Tony sucks at taking Tony sucks at writing stories. Mirov said, "Welcome back to Jake. Welcome back to Jake. It's been a long time. Welcome back to Jake. Blah blah blah." And Tony,
thank you, Mirov. Hell yeah.
Tony
and
sucks.
I mean, he's right. It's just.
I think Tony's done some things right.
Tony's being copied because his characters are going to WWE, and it's like, no, Jade and Spears and others are just Cody. They're using their real name. That's all there is to it.
And I think Tony did a lot of things that were great. Like, I think Tony's done a lot of great stuff.
He has booked some great things. It's just not all working right now. And
yes.
It's certainly showing. AEW has had kind of the least amount of buzz and interest, even with Okada going there, because a lot of the U.S. fans, I feel like, don't know Okada. They saw him, at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and then he shows up tonight.
Yeah, it was it's
like the Butcher and the Blade, Joe.
That was the worst. Oh, you don't know who the Butcher and the Blade are? Like, let me tell you.
The Butcher and the Blade.
Oh, my God, it's the Butcher and the Blade. Like, that was that just shows you right there that they don't know what they're doing. Like, they really think that everybody knows who all these people are. Oh, here he comes. Randy Viper 7 phone. Ooh.
I miss calling Daddy Jake from phone booth. Welcome back to the show as the second tier co-host. Our champ Luke is number 1. If Cody/Seth win night 1, Bloodline defs screwing Seth over in night 2, hence Seth will def screw Cody over in night 2.
Yeah, it feels like Seth is going to screw Cody and The Rock is going to screw potentially Roman. And it's going to be a double turn all within the same night or something. I feel
it really could. I mean,
that would be.
But with Seth facing Drew, it kind of makes it seem like would they go heel, but Drew's not full heel. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. And that's what makes it interesting.
He's doing it again. Randy Viper dropping the phone booth again. We're almost caught up.
Some crimes and awful things mustn't be forgotten from history. Adolf. Stalin. JD making fun of Jake when he was sick, and the worst one Mr. D doxks a turtle Welsh doxing. Don't tell us to get over it, you criminal. Crimes cemented in history.
Well, I mean, some pretty good points there from Randy Viper. You can't really deny any of that. So, he makes good points.
Certainly not. I mean, that's what he said. I could use it. Just a good piece of fruit.
Yeah, nice banana. Little banana touch from Jake DeMarco. Let me see what else we got. There might be my computer. Oh, wait. We got another one.
Oh, shit.
My big old man. Oh, I want to apologize to Haystacks. I'll play you the Jake song because the super chat is not active for the $24 yet. So the Jake donation is $24, but it can't be a super chat. It has to be a regular Streamlabs donation to play that song. So, My bad, brother. So instead, I'll play it for you because I know that's what you wanted to hear. Here you go.
Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back. Yeah, stay sexy.
Sexy.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy.
You gotta stay sexy.
Sexy, sexy, sexy.
Stay sexy.
Sexy, sex me.
Jake is back.
There you go, baby. There you go. Hey, Stacks Monet.
Now I'm a horse that's sexy.
The old Jake looks like a confused Conrad Thompson after having Grandpa Ric Flair Who energy drink.
Oh my God.
Well, if you saw what I saw.
Yeah,
with
that's
that
true.
clip, that original clip, you know, she was just whacking off that banana.
I think I retweeted it today from your Twitter account that's not available for you to use, but I retweeted the tweet. Oh, by the way, if I went back on your Twitter line, your Twitter feed, I can start to determine when our last show was.
Yeah, because it's
and
kind of like
everything.
a monument frozen in time. Yes.
Yeah, you're like, sorry I missed another show, and sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm coming back. And then I think you didn't make it back again after that time. So I think we can actually narrow down because I wanted to do it because I wanted to show my demeanor because it's very funny. My demeanor, I went into a spiraling like insanity. It was very funny because
it was insane to witness, but yes.
Yeah, it wasn't very good for a little while. It took me, I would say it took me about 3 months before I started sort of being able to be like, oh yes, I can do a solo review again. Like I used to do back in 2012. You know,
yeah,
like
it killed me not to be there, you know, and I almost thought it was going to kill me literally. There was a good point there where I was like, all right, I'm going to die, but at least I'll, you know, have made a little bit of a difference and left people in a better way. And then, hey, I'm still here kicking. So.
No, you got to, because you're like, well, let's make a difference for my family. Like, let's be like
That's
that.
right.
Like, all right. But yeah, so it's just crazy to think about. But we are caught up on the donations, I think.
Hell yeah.
We are caught up. Finally, guys. That
What
took
a crazy
hours.
night. I
so
mean,
I'm gonna bring
wow.
Garguts on for a minute. Not for long, because we're gonna, we can't be on too long. But Garguts, Luke got 3 questions in, so let's get Garguts on here to talk to Jake. How you doing, Gargy?
Did you get circumcised yet? Come on, you know me. No, dude, just wanted to say miss you, dude. We all missed you, but yeah, I'm glad it was just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Literally, look at you, you sexy bastard, doing good.
Oh yeah, definitely doing good, man. Fucking good in life, doing good in fucking work. So
You got the even sexier stream setup now, huh?
Yeah, that and how many times have you noticed that I fucking moved?
Yeah, right.
That's like 3 months or 3 years.
Exactly, at least 3 times
You
every
just-
3 months.
It's just you got to find more
Yeah.
people to sell to, and you won't have to move again the next time.
Exactly. Got to get those reliable hookups.
I stopped doing that a long time ago now. Just wanted to say real quick. Are you guys aware of the Twitching Tongues real quick? They came back in 8 years and they did a whole Sting tribute. They're vocalists.
Oh,
Really?
I don't even know. No, I don't know about them.
Yeah,
It's like a
did
band?
show last night, and yeah, it's a band, and they dedicated their whole thing to Sting's last match this past.
Oh,
That's really
pretty
cool.
The guy came out in.
Oh my God, Jesus! A band that no one heard of did a tribute to Sting. Good for them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I never heard of them.
I'm sorry, Gargas. I'm kidding. I love you. But you know who loves me? Randy Viper. Randy Viper loves this show. Thank you, Randy. What's up?
I miss phone booth, I miss phone booth, I miss calling you through fucking phone booth, I miss phone booth, I miss calling you from fucking phone booth.
Thank you, Randy Viper.
Guts, you see my 7 phone booth donos tonight. Only for Daddy Joe and you only get 46 cents from me way.
Wow. What a
Hey, it
scumbag.
said way actually.
That's true. That's true. Hey, let me ask you this, Jake. There's a lot to ask you, Jake, and me and Jake are gonna do a little podcast and it's going to go up on Patreon. So if you are not a patron, look for that next week potentially. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Me and Jake together doing some extra questions, but let me get one in now. What did you think of the Royal Rumble? Did you see it? Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I did. I watched the Rumble.
How did you feel?
I was excited. You know, I was really upset that Punk got hurt. That was heartbreaking. I was so happy to see him back. It kind of bothered me in multiple ways because, one, it kind of gives a little bit of the merit to the critics of him saying, you know, he's worn down and he's beat up and he can't, you know, compete on a regular schedule. We haven't really been able to see him do too much. I mean, he got the original steady run in AEW. It was pretty good, and then he got injured, and then it just kept happening. Suspended, injured again, fired. So that was disappointing, but I really liked the men's Rumble, and I liked that they had Cody win. I mean, a bit weird what they had them do with it afterwards. They saved it, but I was happy that they're going to go ahead and hopefully have him finish his story. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see him finish the story. I know, you know, so many people have asked, but that's what
if he doesn't finish the story? What
him...
if they go with some crazy weird ending and things change and Cody
I mean,
still
they
doesn't win?
really could. We how many times at Mania, especially when Vince was around, obviously, did we see, you know, Roman lose and we're like, oh my God, they built him up for forever now. They made him the guy. Why not have him beat Lesnar yet? Like,
What do you think is the number? When more than half, when maybe even a quarter or half of the crowd might be very, very furious, is that when you think Triple H goes, all right, it's time to actually give the people what they want at this point?
I think that's the case, yeah. Because I mean,
I'd say it'd be half and half. I think if
he
doesn't finish the story, half of the people that are rooting for Cody will be furious. Like I
think that's the case.
I don't even know how I'm gonna feel. I'm at the point where I want Cody to win that belt, and I want the whole story of Dusty's kid and the belt, and finally in the roads and Cody and this big story. Like I want that to happen, but I got to be honest. As much as I want it to happen, if it didn't, they just continued with more of this. I'm also not against that. I'm in a weird position for once. I'm not what you would think. You would think I would be ready to tear the house down. I'm not going to be angry. I don't think I'll be angry. I could change my mind.
It depends how they handle it.
That's what it is. I want a good story.
Thing.
Like
yes. I didn't hate him losing last year. You know, rubber chicken and all. But if they didn't have so much of the interference and it felt like, oh, it was just a numbers game, but then the story was so good and there was a lot more to tell, but it felt like, all right, well, Roman could have not been the champ and they could have done a lot of this. But they're kind of getting back into it, and it's really becoming heavy-handed, and especially involving The Rock into the bloodline, and are we going to see a betrayal there? Is Seth going to be the one to backstab Cody? I mean, there's so many different possibilities that, hey, guess what? We're able to speculate again. We haven't been able to do that in ages and have that type of wonder and be able to offer predictions. I'm excited. I hope that
I agree
Cody,
with you, Jake.
Yeah, I want to see
So
him
much.
finish the story, but if he doesn't and there's some superb, you know, once in a lifetime type moment here and they really get us, you know, that Austin shaking McMahon's hand and you're not going to expect it and you're like, why? What does this lead to? You know, maybe they can pull it off. It just depends on what story they tell. I was happy that Bayley won because you knew that with, you know, Damage Control, she was going to confront them, and I felt like, you know, she certainly deserved it. She's been pretty much, you know, someone touting WWE for years and worked very hard, and she's going to get another Mania moment, and I couldn't be happier in that regard. So I thought the Rumble overall was good. It was exciting, and it certainly had a good feel to it. The crowd was good, and it was lively. Not the greatest ever, but certainly better than other years, certainly.
This is Out of Nowhere episode 259, by the way. Somebody asked earlier.
259. Wow.
Wow, it's been that long.
It's technically 259 episodes, and quite honestly, we missed. I mean, how many?
Only a couple hundred.
A couple, yeah. I mean, we could be approaching 400 almost.
Yeah, we'd be about at least 100.
Yeah, if we were
minimum.
still doing it every week and everything. But let me ask you the real important question, which is, what did you think of Michael Cole's antlers.
You know, he's been talking about these antlers for a week now, and
He's horny.
You know, with Valhalla, he certainly has that antler obsession and the power that it brings him. It really makes him this, you know, sexual powerhouse. He says that when he wears the antlers backstage, it actually makes the women quiver to the point where they follow them back to his hotel room, and he does this kind of like seductive deer dance. And he's like, you'd think I'd have a deer pussy, but I don't. I have a deer dick, and I'm feeling it. And the antlers make him just extra hard. I mean, that's why Vince kept him around for so long.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were gonna say, but okay.
No,
and Jake, you know, Jake, my obsession with female deers. So
absolutely,
he puts on a wig, and now we're talking, bro.
Right up your alley.
Right up his ass from me. But listen, one thing, you know, with Jake being back and saying that he's going to try to do out of nowhere is almost
we're going to be. You know,
we're just not going to do 5 hour out of nowhere every week.
No, certainly not. But we had to make it a special return. That's for sure. And I can't thank everybody enough for making this night just certainly memorable. I was very nervous to come back, and certainly everyone has been so welcoming and unbelievably humbling. That's for certain.
And I'm sure we could do another 5 hours for sure. And there's a bunch of stuff we did not talk about. There's no doubt about it that we left a ton on the table. So
absolutely, intentionally and unintentionally. I know we forgot, and I know there's so many people that we want to thank and bring up and you know, just welcome back. It's great to see so many awesome names. I mean, Coot Delut, I'm seeing now too. You know, he's been around for years. So many people, and I'm just so happy to see people return, people to still be around, people showing you so much support all this time. Really, really makes me happy to know that, you know, you've certainly carved your legacy on YouTube, and people are still here to watch you do your seductive deer dance.
Yeah, I will do it. Probably get banned at some point for it, but it will be beautiful. There's a lot to talk about still, and like I said, me and Jake will be doing another out of nowhere at some point. We'll tell you when. I don't know if it'll be in every Tuesday or Wednesday. Oddly enough,
yeah, we'll figure out scheduling, but we'll hopefully have something for you each week.
And we'll definitely we'll do a podcast soon and have it on Patreon. And you know, some of the stuff we sort of mentioned tonight, we'll go back into, like The Rock is back. We'll talk about that specifically. We'll talk about, you know, I think we did a lot of AEW actually tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, we covered a lot of you know, both companies.
WWE being sold. We can talk about all those ramifications, what we think about the Netflix deal and how that could work out. We touched a little bit about it. We can talk more about it. The Vince McMahon legacy and allegations, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes being in WWE and what's going on there. We did talk about Stone Cold Wrestling again. I think that was pretty good. I think he could do it again.
Yeah, I really think he could too, or at least do something at Mania.
I wish he would. I don't know why they don't, you know, get him to show up even, just to come out more often. But maybe it's because like he's asking for money and he just kind of hangs out on his ranch.
Yeah, he just kind of keeps to himself, and you know, he does his few things here and there. But besides that, and I'm surprised. You know, the demand is there. That's for sure.
And I do want to thank everybody who donated tonight, obviously. And the top dog at this point is Z Payne, 107. That's huge, man. And if I didn't have work super early in the morning and Jake wasn't probably tired as shit, he hasn't done this in a long time, to sit here and do, you know, almost 5 hours here and, you know, sit through donations and things like that. It's kind of draining and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, when we do this next time, probably be a 2-hour show, usually around that time or so, or whatever we want.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Dark Side of the Ring's back. That's a great point. I mean, there's so much. There's a ton of stuff to talk about. And then all the non-wrestling stuff, we'll definitely have podcasts going up on the Patreon, and we'll be back with more out of nowhere.
Did you watch Picard Season 3?
I did not.
Okay. You I don't remember how much into Star Trek you are.
I wasn't like crazy into it, but I did watch the Picard season just to check it out, and I like season 1. Season 2 was
I hated season 1 and 2.
I dislike season 2 more than 1. Like 1 was okay, but I'm not a huge like Star Trek guy, so it wasn't something that was like I didn't have the member berries for it as
I
much
think
as
season
you
one
did.
got better at the end.
Well, season.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know,
story
bro.
improved
They
a little
made
bit, but it just didn't seem like I know your gripes were certainly legitimate with it not seeming like Star Trek or like Picard himself, and they certainly made it. It kind of alienated the fan base in a way.
I don't know if you're.
It alienated me.
I was not. I was legit not going to watch season 3 because I didn't want to see all the characters destroyed, and then I got wind of all these big YouTubers who got the show shown to them early, and they all were talking about. And these are all like anti-woke people, and they hate the new everything, and they all loved it. And I went, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I found out Terry Matalas wrote season 3 and was in charge of all of season 3, a whole different person.
Oh,
Terry,
wow.
And Terry Matalas did 12 Monkeys and stuff. And, and it turns out, Terry Matalas sent me the album. Terry Matalas was talking to me since day one. He sent me all these cool gifts and goodies and stuff like that. And then I was able to see Picard early. And me and Leah watched it early, and I was blown away. Someone had to donate for Leah to watch it because Leah hated season 1 and 2 so bad, Jake.
That's why I didn't go with 3. Yeah,
I'm telling you though, dude. I watched my wife. I've never seen this in my life. Leah jumped up in her seat, and I have this on recording, and she goes. And I won't say what it is, although you might know already, but there's a huge, if you didn't watch it, I wish, it's just a huge spoiler, but it's more for classic fans. It's such a big memberberry thing. And Leah jumped up and she's like, "Let's go." like Gavin, literally like Gavin.
Like Gavin,
yeah.
let's go.
She's like, "Let's go." And she was jumping up and down. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Let's go. I've never seen my wife get this excited. And I was crying. And like, I'm crying and she's jumping up and down. And I'm like, I can't believe this guy
that's
did
an
this.
Awesome shared experience.
It was so fun, dude. And we're watching something that no one else has seen yet together because, like, all these people from Paramount and Star Trek and just, it was unbelievable the ride last year watching Picard season 3. So if you're a Star Trek
now that
fan,
I hear that, I'll definitely have to check it out. Yeah, because I was so just disappointed. But like you said, the ending got a little.
It's a whole different thing because this guy's a
the
different.
writing was bland.
He's a great
I felt
writer.
the same way about Obi-Wan Kenobi, that show.
Yeah.
And what they did with that, and they made Leia ridiculous.
Obi's better. Obi-Wan is better than I think. Obi-Wan's better than season 1 and 2 of
The
Picard.
whole Obi-Wan and Darth Vader scene, goddamn it!
That was
my
a
favorite
great
scene in the
scene.
world.
It was an amazing scene, and I'm
was
glad
my
they brought
shit,
Hayden
dude.
back. But the whole show, I don't feel like that
Well, I
warranted
think they
the
could have
whole
done
show.
without Princess Leia and shit. But
There's a
they
lot
didn't
they could have
care about
changed.
that.
They made Obi-Wan look like an ass, really, just like an idiot.
Like a bitch. So it's the new because it's the woke stuff. Oh, make the legend guy look like an asshole idiot.
Exactly.
And then
They
all
made the
these
little
other
girl look superior.
Yeah, all these women
He
you
could've
never
used
heard
the
of.
Force, and I was like, you can't use the Force. Come on, the Force flows within everything. But he shut off the Force. I was like,
yeah,
you're always tapped into the Force, aren't you? No matter what. Come on, even Yoda was tapped into the Force.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
He was in Dagobah, which is far away from anything. So I understand where but then again, Obi-Wan was on Tatooine. He shut down the Force. So I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I just like most of the scenes.
They certainly, that like part of that fight where they face each other and you got the fire and all that. But then Vader puts out the fire, and then later on the fire stops him. It's like, but you put out the fire, so why does the fire stop you now? You literally just put the fire out with your hand, and now that's keeping you from
he learned from
getting
it.
It's like, oh, all right, So
You know what's
those
really
are
bad?
burned.
We'll talk about this later, but dude, what's really made me fall asleep is the Halo series. I want to.
Oh,
I can't even get past that first episode.
Forget all the
Or
weird.
that second episode.
You can forget all the weird stuff. It's just not It's like really dead. It's like watching Raw from 2021. It's
shit bomb.
Very weird.
Oh yeah.
Triple M with the $1. All right, boys and girls. We gotta let Jake get. I can only imagine, Jake. You must be ready to faint.
Yeah, no, we're still going.
Okay, well,
I got that energy. No,
Jake,
I'm
I
exhausted,
can't
but
believe-
it's been a
I
day.
can't believe you lost all this weight and you haven't gotten new clothes. How
I
big
know,
is that
right?
shit?
Well, why don't you buy him
it's
some?
just- I got the punk shirt, and that's about it.
We'll get you some clothes
You're
now.
like,
We can close
you're
tonight,
not,
Dad.
You're not XXXXL anymore, dude. You're like,
No, I know.
Come on out, you rapist!
Jake weighs less than me, I think. Winged Moonlight, thanks for becoming a
No,
member.
I'm like 234 right now. I put some weight back on, being on the steroids and stuff.
That's
again,
good, though,
so-
that you put some on, because remember how scary it was when you were very...
Yeah, I was really tiny. I was like
Is steroids for the
170 plus the
inflammation?
skin.
I'm
Yeah.
220.
Steroids for inflammation? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
220, so you got me now. I got you now.
I was
got
on
you.
steroids for inflammation too, as well. By the way,
Hey, Bullfrog,
I did that
you
as well.
moron.
Superman, Joe!
Sir Jake DeMarco. Good
Santos.
afternoon. How are you? It has been long time. It's good to see you.
Oh.
It's not good to see that inadequate loser ding dong ching shong lil king kong niggle niggle piglet AJ spooky gooky burn peanut butt shaft tartar.
Jesus Christ, Corporate Santos. I don't think you can say
Going
some
at
of
him
that.
hard.
Yeah, full on stiffy right there. All
Yeah,
right.
talking about piglets. and-
Super chat
he said
party.
they look like peanut butter.
Ugh.
Happy to see Jake back.
Well, there he sits. Tactics. We got a lot
No,
coming.
no, Milo. I didn't say peanut butter. He said.
Uh-oh, here comes
No,
Milo to
later,
blow I
later.
mean, you know. This dog can do anything for him. Okay, hey, X-Pac,
Amazing
and
dog.
your dog can't do this, huh? The only person that could do that for you is...
Fucking shit in the middle of the Walmart Supercenter too. Yeah.
What did you do when that happened? Did you just leave it? Like, yeah, whatever. It's-
No. I quickly put down one of the bags and
And
just
look
shit
at his
onto the
look.
bag.
Oh.
Kinda caught
How
it.
he looks.
Oh,
Worked out,
shit.
but
Look at his look.
See, I would have pretended like I was retarded or something, and then just walked away.
Look at him,
Just
look at
smear
him,
it in.
look
Yeah.
at his look that he looks. Look what he looks
That's my
like a crook.
personality.
I'm coming for your crook in the nook.
Eric
I'm
Cartman,
coming-
brah.
I look like a crook. And look at his look. How he looks.
No, I said I can't make you minimally
Look
people
how he
clean this.
looks. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, you get shook. Look at his look, you getting shook. Look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, he looks like a crook. Look at his look, you getting kind of shook. Look at his look, look at his look, how he looks. Look at his look, you get shook.
Welcome back, former Monetize This champion. We miss you, Jake.
He loves you, Eric Cartman, brah.
Jake, how
Hell
many times
yeah.
have you won the belt?
I think twice.
2 or 3 times. I want to say it is
Yeah.
twice.
Which one did you beat me for? I think you beat me for one of them.
Yeah. I think
And
it
I
was the
beat you-
monetize this belt.
Remember when
was
Mikkel was the
Mohammed?
champion? And he was like,
Yeah, okay, so
"Oh,
I
man,
think
look at
this is what I'm
this."
trying to get. What was the chronological order? Is that why Jake has the belt behind him? That belt?
I think
Sith-
that's why I
Sith?
still have
Because I am the one that didn't send the belt for a while, and then they gave you the
it. And
belt.
then I won it, and then Sith
That's right.
got me
All- the
belt.
key is don't send the belt, and then Sith will make somebody a belt.
Exactly.
And then
That's
guess
all you
what
gotta
happened
do.
with Joe? And then guess what happened? And now Luke's got it. So thank you. I mean, you're
See?
welcome.
You started a hell of a.
You're welcome.
I want to thank, I want to thank everybody who helped Jake again, like Sith Negan, man, big time, and D. Welsh as well.
So many.
You raised a piece of shit.
Shout out to the homie Jake for making his return. Also, Cody Rhodes is a pussy and he's not walking out of WrestleMania with that title. Fuck his
Oh,
Disney
shit.
Pixar Toy Story 4. I ended racism by marrying Brandy fucking story. Much love, Joe. Enjoyed the vid.
Oh, man. Thank you, Crunk Homie. Crunk Homie,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Get Crunk
Crunk
Cracker. Get
He
Crunk.
knows it. Like I said, when he faced a go-go, he ended racism. So they're mixed race baby solved it all.
I think that was Chuck Berry.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, man. That's right. The recording of the peeing.
Oh, God.
Let me see if I can find Mikkel's
just-
ass.
Oh, with Michael winning the belt. That was
That was
when
interesting.
hard.
Joe won the belt back from me. I sent it back, and then it was on the line, and then he had
Here
to
he
send
is.
it to Mikkel.
Mikkel left the
Yeah.
show a while ago, though. He doesn't come here anymore. He hates me. But here's Mikkel before he hated the
With
show.
the belt.
Go ahead.
He's actually. I'll tell you after.
He hates the show.
I can't believe you found that.
He's been manipulated.
Must have been a challenge.
Joe couldn't even beat him.
Why was this filmed with beer goggles? We'll never know. Why was this?
The Vaseline was still on the phone lens.
With a running truck, a running truck in the background, and beer goggles.
That's his house.
Truck
Be
is
nice.
running so bad I can't hear him.
Yeah, listen to the truck. Like, put some oil in that fucking thing.
Needs some coolant.
Joe Throwman. Man, wait till you see what I do to.
Garguts' basement? What?
Did
you say Garguts' basement?
I heard Garguts. Yeah, I heard Garguts. But now that you say it, yeah, did he say your basement? What the fuck?
That's what I think he did.
I'm like, I'm in a garage.
He's gonna do to you what his mother did with some random guy that produced him in a basement.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
What?
boy.
Oh.
I miss her. Remember when they caked each other on Monetize This that night?
Yeah, it was mommy time.
She hit me up.
Mommy
4
time.
days ago.
Oh,
She
don't bring
did?
up cake.
Yeah, she hit me up a few days ago saying that Michael is not doing well and misses us. And I go, what?
Well, here we
And
are.
she's like, he can't get into anybody's Discord because he got
Raped?
either kicked out or he lost his password or he got a new phone. Something.
Oh.
Something.
And I couldn't. I was trying to read this shit, and I was like, dude, I don't understand. a
I'll have
damn
to
word
send him
she's
the
saying.
Discord.
She's fucked up too.
Yeah, she is
Randy
fucked
Viper
up
gave
too.
him the belt. That's right.
Yep.
She is like dying as well. So I'm like,
That's
are they both sick
really.
right now?
That's awful.
Damn.
I do love them. That's so terrible. Like, are you serious? Like, it's that bad right now? Oh
Dead
man,
serious, dude. And I've
that
been like,
sucks.
I just saw this like literally last night. I was like,
Oh.
I can't read this. It took me like 3 days to fucking figure out what they said.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'll have to reach out.
Not that you can't read it because it's too emotional. You just got to decipher that shit.
Right.
Yes, it's a total. I have to sound like Michael when I'm reading it. Oh, I get it.
Well,
Just smack your head on the keyboard. You'll fill in the blanks.
Well, let's wrap it up, baby. Let's wrap it up. Wrap up this return night. Jake DeMarco. Is there anything, Jake? Is there anything you want to say before we go?
I missed you like crazy. I missed everybody. I want to say thank you, everybody, for welcoming me back.
Hey, Bullfrog is a moron.
Oh shit!
You didn't miss Bullfrog though.
Hey JCS World, it's yours
buddy.
truly. Well, St. Patrick's Day is around the corner and I'm feeling lucky. I'm not talking about winning the lottery but getting away with slaughtering a ghoulish mayo white cracker again. I got to go fly away, take care, DFDFDFDFD.
That's
Oh,
right.
no.
If I did
You have
it.
to check out his Twitter.
If I did it. OJ Simpson 32 with the $3 looking to celebrate Nicole's death once again.
I guess so.
Interrupted Jake's goodbye. I can't believe you did that.
Wow. Everybody, thank you so much for making me feel so welcome. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've missed everybody. If I could have been here sooner, I would have been, but I'm glad to be back. It means a
I
lot.
missed you.
I was nervous to be here, and you guys made it feel like it was no time passed at all. So we got a lot of fun to come, that's for sure. We're gonna come. That's right, baby.
I like that
We're gonna
rhyme.
have a lot of,
I like that
we're gonna have
rhyme.
a lot of fun coming up.
I literally have cried 3 times on the show out of disbelief, nostalgia, shock that we're doing
Absolutely. A lot of teary
You're
moments.
gonna make me cry now, motherfucker. Shut up.
this. Gargy. Don't you cry
That's
too.
why we love our Gargy.
Oh, Gargy is up. Look at this.
Seriously.
This is for
I'm
real.
serious, dude. I fucking love Jake, dude.
I love Gargo.
I know, man,
I'm
like-
so glad to
We've
see
gone
so
forever,
many
dude.
awesome people tonight.
I'm gonna cry,
it's
too.
been so humbling and just really means a lot. Honestly,
I am literally gonna. I am tearing up, dude.
This is crazy.
I'm just I'm just glad you're around.
Yeah, man.
Finally.
Glad to still
And
be
I'm
here.
For a
glad
lot
you're
of
not
reasons.
dead.
Dude, there's a
That's
lot of
for sure.
reasons. There's
Glad to still be here.
worried about what, everything that Jake's going through. But yeah, it's surreal to sit here and do this. It's like time, 2 years you put it on hold and then you get to do it again all of a sudden when you never thought you
Yeah.
were going to do it again.
It's like we
certainly didn't
never
think it was
skipped
gonna
a
happen.
beat.
Yeah.
Never skipped a beat
Exactly.
at all.
That's what I'm saying. It just felt right back into it.
Oh.
I think Yeah, I think
couldn't ask for a better night.
Saturday's gonna be
honestly.
great. You're gonna be around Saturday, right?
Gonna try to be, I'm gonna try to be around more often, and definitely be around for 40, for WrestleMania 40, for 450, and we'll definitely be doing some scheduling out of nowhere. You'll be doing it once a week with Joe. So
Yeah, me and Jake said earlier the bombshell he would try for once a week, and of course he can always pop in and out whenever on any other show. So certainly he wants to come on monetize this for 20 minutes, then he got to go. That's cool. And Jake, open door anytime.
I
For sure.
appreciate it.
And we'll have that special little Patreon show so we can earn a little extra income on the show and get the paywall pumping behind the paywall and throw a couple.
Also talk about some more shit. I mean, we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, we'll see what people enjoy, and maybe we'll do something else. Do a lot of YouTube things.
And we'll also take some. I know a lot of people have questions for me, for you, for both of us. So we'll take some viewer questions as well, and that'll kind of work our way into the second show. So
Yeah.
First one, we got a lot to talk about, and then start piling up some questions from the viewers too as well.
We got a lot of I did a Q&A thing on Patreon the other day, so we'll answer those, and so it'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
All right, boys, we'll never end the show if we don't. So I'm forcing us to end it for all our healths and benefits. I'm doing it. Otherwise, we will stay here forever and pour.
Yes, we will.
And Jake is like a border collie. He'll go until the wheels fall off for all of you and me. So I'm gonna make the right call and say, I'm gonna roll the music.
Yo, Jake.
How great is it to be back?
5 minutes after.
Oh, Garguts wants to talk to you, baby.
Yeah, after after work.
It's gonna cost you, Gargy.
Oh,
He does this with everybody.
I'm doing it. I'll do it. I'll pay for it right now.
That's right.
Remember what you did?
I don't want to talk to you about. I don't want to talk to you like online. I'm offline, real quick, for like 5 minutes. Got you.
That's still going to cost you. I'm sorry. I'm not. I know what you're saying,
right.
Tim. I'm his.
He didn't stutter. Joe's telling you.
I'm
$9.99 a minute.
I just got paid 9 hours ago, so let's go.
I'm his manager.
Lord,
I'm his
cash out your
manager,
bank.
Garguts. You'll talk to me if you have a question for Jake. I'm his manager. Don't you know this?
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Some things never change.
I'm his handler. Congratulations. Thank you, man. Jake DeMarco, beautiful return. We love him. His Twitter is still hacked, sort of. So if he doesn't answer you there, that's why. But his YouTube channel works. And we'll see you guys. Yeah. You guys gave that a lot of love. Good shit on that video the other day.
Thank you all.
All right. Peace out. And good to see you. And good to be here. And I'm excited because out of nowhere next week will be episode 260. So,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. The people's episode. I'm gonna jump off. I'll let you guys talk. And Gargy, good to see you tonight, brother. Thanks to everybody who donated, supported, giving love.
Fucking love
Thank
you
for
all.
being around because I really wanted to talk to Jake. I was like, bro, come on.
I know, man. I love you. You're a sweetheart. You really are.
Love you too.
I love
Hell
you, brother. And I got work at 5 a.m.
Yeah, 5:30 too. I feel you.
We're all getting up at 5:30. Dead. Good night.
Night, baby.
Hit that like button, everybody, on your way out. All right, good night, boys. I'll talk to you, Jake, on Facebook, man. Kisses.
Absolutely.
Good to see
Kisses.
you, baby. I love you. Paneling. Paneling, yes. I didn't even realize the wall. I love it. All right, bro. I have been talking to Jake for years here or there on Facebook. We message each other all the time, but it was really good to have a long-form conversation with Jake tonight. And to be here with all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Please support patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Me and Jake will have a special show on there only. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Me and Jake DeMarco. And we'll see you for Out of Nowhere 260 next week. And this Saturday night, monetize this. The road to 450. Will Jake or Leah or somebody be added to the championship night? I don't know. We'll find out this Saturday night. Thanks to Andre Lavandero, Winged Moonlight, Jennifer Muppet Baby E-Man, Brian Austin, Triple M, everybody who's a member in the chat, memberships everywhere, and the Big Chief Wahoo. Thank you. Good night. Oh, shout out to Z Payne, who ended up being the top dog tonight. And shout out to the brand new $24. The brand new Jake DeMarco donation. That's $24, man. Shout out to that donation, because it's a hit. The new $24 Jake. You gotta love it.
Guess who's back? Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back. Yeah, stay sexy. Stay sexy. You gotta stay sexy. Stay sexy. Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Guess who's back? Jake is back. Grab your banana, peel it down and pretend it's a nutsack and lick it up because Jake is back. Yeah, stay sexy. Stay sexy. You gotta stay sexy. Stay sexy.